And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Where's Sabian? You think you sound better? You can't hear when I echo it? You hear this echo? No? Yeah? You don't hear no echo? So I'm gonna echo in my head then. Yeah, and then I hit the cheer button. You hear no listen. You don't hear that neither. You don't hear that neither. Jeez. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people them who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Shout out to the security guards. Shout out to the AC techs. Shout out to whatever your job description is, from the CEOs in the highest corporate offices to the man and woman them where sweep the street and pick up garbage. Shout out to you. We say garbage, mean garbage. You know, shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Don't let that go over your head. If you want good for others as much as you want good for yourself, not more for you and less for others. Not 90 for you and 20 for others. Not 100 for you and 40 and 50 for others. You want 100 for yourself. You want 100 for other people too. You want good for yourself as much as you want good for others. You wish other people well. You wish them good genuinely. You're actually a good person. Shout out to you. Here we are on this beautiful morning. Today, the electrical engineers, King Biggs, shout out to you. I'm forgetting King Big. Shout out to you for that. Shout out to the electrical engineers out there. Thank you for being here. The food service workers, shout out to the chefs in the kitchens, secretaries in offices, the servers, the bus boys. The shout out to the cashier them. Shout out to I say whatever it is your job description is. You know what? Go ahead and put your profession in right now. Put in your profession right now. Make me big yo right now. Let me see. So we have Andrew Skinner says the food service workers and sound system selectors. Big up to the sound system selector them for true, and the food service workers as well. Healthcare administration. Shout out to healthcare administration. Onika St. John says business analysts. Great goodies says shout out to the business analysts. Dion Ricketts says shout out to the CNAs. Shout out to the whole medical field, but shout out to the CNAs specifically this morning. Shout out to the nurses. Shout out to the nurses. Sharon Ingram, thank you for that one. Accountants, Prillis123, shout out to the accountants. Jenny Duncan says mother to special needs children. That's enough. Shout out to the mothers who are mothers to special needs children. Anthony Vaz says shout out to the carpenters. Shout out to the carpenters out there. BM says shout out to the structural iron workers, structural engineers. Shout out to them for real, for sure. Shout out to my fellow content creators. Shout out to Lovely Aneka. She's right there in the chat. Click Lovely Aneka. Go over to her channel. Hit the subscribe button over there. Come on back over here. Share the love. Shout out to my fellow content creators out there. Let me see if I see any other content creators in here. Shout out to retired educators. Now I'm a baker. So shout out to the bakers and the educators and the retired educators, right? You know, Mr. Shout out to our retirees. Shout out to Kaz Robinson says shout out to the business managers. Shout out to the business managers. I respect all sound man and sound system owners for real, says King Biggs. Nans, good morning. Thank you for being here. Man, we got a lot of professions. We got all types of people up in here. Me love that about you know, cause it leads to no work. On working, hard working people, driven people, focused people with goals and ambition. Me love that. Right? Karen Notice says, morning, Sofa and family, up, up, up. Blessings to all. Jenny Duncan says, hats off to you. Hats off to you, Dion Ricketts, Jenny Duncan. All right, them are going with them little thing. Kai Tai Jai Empress says, up meant the AST Armored Guards. Black Eagle, shout out to the AST Armored Guards as well. Yes, King Biggs, money dede. Christmas a come, me want me llama. Christmas. Lovely Aneka says, shout out to the check clappers. Wait there, the check clap. Yeah, Jazzy Lady, FB. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Listen, we got a lot of things to talk about this morning. The morning is starting off pretty festive, but I'm going to keep the festivities going with two questions before we even get into our topics, our main topics. Shout out to the night nurse. Night nurse. Only you alone can quench this your thirst. I'm hurt, my love. Shout out to the night nurse, them. Oh, my son, babe. Oh,
The teacup me come from.
oh, oh, the cup here. Babe, me not sound like me echo to you.
No, you're the echo in your ears because you have on the headphone.
No, man, but the echo up on the board, and we can turn it all the way down and have no echo.
Well, me go look for me, but you're not echo to me.
Not echo to you?
Mm-mm.
All right. I'm trying to get some feedback from wifey if me a echo loud and all these kind of things. Shout out to the night nurses, the nurses on the night shifts with them scrubs well tight like it paint on a big round body. I don't know why some of y'all nurses wear your scrub them so tight and you know that you have some inappropriate clients. Y'all be having some inappropriate patients. I wanna come in there with a thank you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I wanna come in there with the scrubs so tight, right? Boy, I remember one old man, he said, I just wanna like just even the smell of it. The man had a stroke and they cut a vein in him. You remember I'm telling us that sickness is for everybody. This man had a stroke and they cut a vein, the main vein that carries blood to his teely weely. And it happened to him in his late 30s going to into his late 30s going into his 40s. I think he was 38 or 39, somewhere in there so when him catch him stroke. I don't remember. But I know it was pretty young. And he him thing over the years because the blood supply cut and clamped the line, the thing just shrivels more and more and more and more till now. If you look at his body, it looks like a belly button. It looks like he have one navel under him navel. That's how much him teely gone, right? And the nurse be coming in there. There's this one particular nurse that always came, and she's like, "Hi, you know?" She's really nice, you know. And she always like take extra care of him and stuff. Even when the others them ignore him, she's like, "Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, hold on, hold on." And she care extra for him or whatever. And he was like, "Oh man, call me by my government name, right? Cause me have my name for me. I'm a OT, occupational therapy identification and stuff. I'm doing therapy with him." And he was like, "Tell you the truth, man, what I've missed the most and what I really want so bad." She walked in our room and him shut up. When she walked out the room as she was leaving, he was like, "I just, if I could just even taste it or just smell it." Yeah. Tun tun the man I talk about, the man say if him could I even just taste it or just smell it. Just because it's been oh God. Oh God, God must have a sense of humor. God, please don't make nothing like that happen to me in my lifetime. Me take almost anything else, but no, please don't make that. Don't make that right there. Yeah, I mean it looks like a belly button, guys. Yeah, so him can still gum. Him can yeah, him can still gum it, but that now do no satisfaction for the waist area. You know the wine that's sweet, you know. Yeah, it's a different kind of wine. Yeah, party in your midsection. Yeah, 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 your mouth can equal that. That might bring pleasure to somebody else, but not to you. You don't there choke for somebody else enjoyment. Poor man. And he said, I just want to, because I mean, that's the funny thing about life, right? When these things happen to you, it's not like, say, you're now on the market and anybody is excited to date you. Nobody goes around saying, oh, look at that handsome guy that just had a stroke, or one side of his body doesn't work. Why him face twist up stuff? He's so handsome. Nobody looks at you anymore, So them people that always, they still have human needs. And that's another thing that we address in the field of occupational therapy. They have human needs still, but people top look by you and you can't catch. That must be hell to pay living in that body. Receiving is better than giving. Andrew Wright says, Jesus Christ. So we are going this morning now. You see how quick we get out of control? Hmm? We need Jesus. Sharon Notice says, what are you going to do if it happens and you're still alive? That's a very real question. That's a very real question. If it happens, God forbid, and I'm still alive, I'm just gonna have to be alive. you know, I'm not gonna wheel my wheelchair over one precipice or nothing. But I'm still gonna have to be alive. It's just gonna be a miserable alive. Or maybe that happened to show me something. You find I think you find out when you step into those shoes. All we talk on the outside is what we would do, and I hope this don't happen. And if this ever happened, I would never this, and I would that. But if when it happens, is a whole different story. There was one guy I said who said he wanted to die so badly. He wanted to die, just he want dead, and him try and fail miserably, and somebody save him, but they weren't able to save the spinal cord. So now he's in a wheelchair. And he was making a joke in the video. Him said, "This is funny because the floor that I jumped off of, he jumped off like a 10-story. Him said the floor I jumped off was about 10 stories, and here I am now, and they got me. He's up like on the 32nd floor, with all panoramic views of for his apartment. He has a YouTube channel. With all panoramic views of his apartment, like glass right round, so him can see 30 something stories in the air. And he says, and he's paralyzed from the neck down. And he said, boy, I couldn't even jump if I wanted to today because I can't even get myself there. The glass is thick. And he's in his wheelchair, and he actually operates his wheelchair by blowing through breath control into this hose thing that goes into the wheelchair mechanism. And he also said, I'm thankful that them save him. I don't know how thankful I would be. I should make more coochie exotic scented candles for those types of clients. You know what, Mel? You might be onto something, but it might stink up the whole room with the other client them who don't want to smell it. Cause I remember saying, most of them are housed in a room with more than one person's in there. So I would hate to wake up and smell coochie and my my roommate over there enjoying himself with his scented candles, his coochie candles. It's a good idea, maybe for home health. That's a super good idea, actually. Yeah, maybe for home health patients who are home alone, that kind of stuff, to set them in the mood, get them right. Another thing is, a lot of people might think that people in wheelchairs like them can't do nothing. That's the furthest thing from the truth, both men and women. The men in wheelchair can actually still do stand at attention like the men uh, who are walking around. It depends on what level of the spinal cord the injury is, right? So if the injury is higher up versus if the injury is lower down on the thoracic region of the spinal cord. And then, yeah, because you have some of them where young, these are things we deal with. Some of them are young. They still have those urges. Imagine being paralyzed at 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. You still want, you have the urges, and your thing still does what it does because your injury is at a level where it still work like that. Them have to deal with all that to and the frustration, and again, they're not able to be up and out and about and looking for people in their own age group and whatever. So the frustration of being stuck that way and all that. Yeah, man, real thing, real thing. I worked with a young lady. one time she was super inappropriate. She was super inappropriate because of her TBI, traumatic brain injury, and she was also super inappropriate because she was just always wanting some. And her situation happened when she was in her late teens. And by the time I got to start working with her, she was in her early 20s. And she was super inappropriate. Like that's all she. Minute day I try everything in a therapy session, like, and she was always on something else. You know, you had to keep on diverting her back to this is the therapy session type of thing because she always she just wants some. She wants some, but it was funny to see because you learn things. You know, you learn different technologies. Like she has a Facebook account. She's on social media. She's busy on social media. That's her whole life because she can't go out and socialize. She's one of them too whose her wheelchair is activated by mouth only and eyes and mouth. So she blowing or something, and her wheelchair will go running down the hallway, and she guides it that way. And her eyes also high technology. Yeah, her nature take her. She couldn't help it. Yeah, things happen in life. Things happen in life, and we just have to keep living to when them things that happen. Not true. So somebody asked earlier what I would do. I have no idea. That's the honest answer. I just pray to God that it never happens to me in that way. But I have no idea what I would do if it did. I know I wouldn't be happy because I spent a great deal of my life praying for it to not happen. So me that feel like God a punish me if it make it happen when me I pray all this time for you not make happen to me. You actually make happen to me. So me have to go through the grieving phase like everybody else. Yeah. Dorothy T says, yeah, I work with clients like her, especially in the native community. I know of one young lady, right? She was riding on the back of her boyfriend's motorcycle. This is not a client that I worked with, so I'm not divulging anybody's information. This is just widespread. And she dropped off at the back of her motorcycle and hit the back of her head, and she became inappropriate. Yeah, and she would just strip down her clothes in her facility and just run naked, and she couldn't help it. Hey, mommy. You said you want me to try that in the morning. You want me to try it in the morning? Yeah. Okay, the morning is here. You want to try it? All right, Milani is here, so Milani is getting ready to go off to school. Say hi, everybody. Peekaboo. It's loud today, Mama. Want to try it? Yeah. Okay, here. She's fascinated by this right here, and she wants to try it, so I'm going to make her try it. All right. Talk into the mic. Did you hear yourself? Yeah. You hear me too? Yeah. I love you, Milani. Love you, Dad. You're my princess. Okay. You're my baby girl. Yeah. Are you ready for school? Yeah. Yeah? Uh-huh. All right. Uh, uh, uh. Sorry. Are you going to sing or not? I want to sing. You want to sing? Yeah. Sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Yay! Listen to this, Mommy. Listen to this, because only you can hear it. All right, come give me some love up and go to school. I love you. She hear herself really loud in this, and that's why she sings so. All right, that's the button right here, the sharing button, but the people can't hear it. And what's this one? I don't know, but we got to figure out how this works, and then we'll make it work. Okay? Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna love you up and send you off to school, and then I'll come get you later. I love you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll see you later. Okay. Yeah.
you to drop me to school, mommy.
You want me to drop you with mommy?
Yeah.
No, you want me to come pick you up with mommy?
Why?
I'm right here. I'll come pick you up. Go, enjoy your day. You can play with this more when you get back later. Oh no, mommy, you never did your outfit check? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on, hold on. Oh my gosh, I was about to send her off. That's why she like that. All right, give them your outfit check, mommy. My bad, my bad. You're coming like your mother. Sometimes she don't say nothing when something is wrong. You could just read it on her face, you know. I was like, why is she going away like that? Didn't do her outfit check. Okay, so today we rocking a pink Adidas jacket with pink and white shirt. What does your shirt say? It says little sis. Okay, let them see your pink shirt. Okay, little sis with her pink Adidas jacket, and we in gray sweats today. Today is 64 degrees here in Florida. It's kind of chilly. And let me see your shoes. Oh, and we're doing pink and white Pumas today. Uh-oh, there you go. Looking all spiffy and stuff.
Yeah.
Looking all gorgeous and stuff. All right, give me one more love up. I love you. All right, Daddy comes to come get you later, okay?
Okay.
Okay, have fun.
Bye, Dad.
Bye,
Have
princess.
fun with my friends.
Go have fun with your friends.
Yeah.
All right. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Pull up, really again, come again, Jeff. Oh, that's all you want to.
All right, all right. Manners.
love them when they get like that, bro. We love them up with that age, bro.
Yeah, for real, right?
Yeah, man, love it. I've got my own standard, so I'm agree with it right there now.
See there, and you know they don't stay small for long, so it's a fleeting
Yeah,
moment
man,
in time, innit?
Exactly, Fab. So yeah, man, I'd love to see you and your daughter come up, and sometime when I'm watching you, my daughter come in and say, she wants to as well. So I love it, man. Love the energy, man.
All right, manners, my brother.
All right, love.
Blessed. All right. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Where we at? Fashion break, learning from early to be the host and performer, young artist, arise. Yeah, Trini L. Bay. Trini L. Bay, big up yourself. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. You just never know, you know. We just have to try and motivate them in different ways. Open your children to different positive avenues and these kind of things. And even you hear what the caller just said. So we're fostering that kind of community. I love hearing my brothers talk about their children too, and knowing that they're active and knowing that they're loving their children, not just talking about them. You know, some man, how them brag, 10 pick me have, you know. Yeah, and them don't know none of them. 10 pick me have, you know, 10 youth no get, you know. And everybody is like, yeah, but you know him is a girlist. Never raise one of them. Yeah, so we trying to like encourage more of that stuff, family thing there, and being around them and actually raising them for real and getting your hugs and kisses and, you know, showing them affection and attention and time and these kind of things. Them thing that, like the caller said yesterday, is worth way more than money because your babies don't give a damn how much money is in your bank account. Money don't even mean anything to them. Even though us as adults know, sir, everything around them, money. It takes money. But you have to make sure the time and the quality time is put in. Seeing? I'll have fun with my friends. Put that on a t-shirt. I'm off to have fun with my friends. Can you imagine 15 years from now how proud she's going to be looking back on these videos? Yes, BM. Yes, that's one of my goals. I told y'all before, right? Is to make sure that their childhood is a childhood that they can speak about way into adulthood. The babies are going to be older much longer than they're going to be young, like everybody else. That young window is very small, you know? So I want them able to speak like that and look back on all these things and be like, oh, my daddy was the ish kind of thing. I don't want them come kick on my rocking chair and kick me out of my rocking chair and kick on me walker and my stick. Dirty boy, and you never take care of you and your workless self. I think, because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Working in the environment, like among geriatric patients in long-term care facilities, I've seen it happen. I've seen when children show up as adults and they're only there because they need your signature on something, and it's them taking over your property because you are now committed to a nursing facility and these kind of things. They're not even really want to see you. Their visits are only to come talk about your check that just came in and these kind of things, and they're back out again. I said that. And then I get to see those who you can tell they were great parents because their children and them spouse coming like them just live at the facility. People there before breakfast serve. Nope, I'm having breakfast with my mama this morning. My son, her grandson is coming to have lunch with her. Her husband will be here for dinner. Her other son is coming for it, you know what I'm saying? So you get to see it. Life rewards you back in that kind of way. Most of the time, anyway. Yeah, some ungrateful one out there, no matter what you do them out. That will have nothing to do with you anyways, or forget about you anyways. But most of the time, at least one of them is going to remember you in a way that it would be beneficial to you in the long run. So yeah, we have sowed the seed them in every which way possible. And we're definitely making sure that the babies have a beautiful childhood that they can all reminisce about as they get older. Plus, we want them treat my grandkids good. That's passing on a legacy. I want my kid. I told my kids, man, I said, listen, I'm putting in work. That and you should not have my grandchildren living any less than I was able to provide for you to live. So you're gonna have to put in work. Cause them live good. But me want my grandpick them to live even better, which means it's a lot of work them have to go put in to achieve that. You know, those are one of the things that we're passing on as well. Remember, we have a thing called pay it forward. Don't just come here and live about YOLO. You only live one life. Yeah, you can't take anything with you, so just spend it all and mash it up everything before you leave. We're not doing that. That's carelessness. We don't want our future generations to come batter and suffer and go through all the stuff we went through. We already did it. They're supposed to start off on a different level. If it's even one level above us, they're supposed to start off on. And you got to lay that and make sure that that happens that way. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. Hey, I got two questions for you this morning. One, we started off yesterday by asking this question, but we never got into the question. It's going to be interesting to see the answers. So one of the two questions, we're going to spend about 10 minutes on each question just so we don't take up the whole morning on these questions. So the first question of the morning is, the first question of the morning is, do men truly value respect more than they value sex? You hear that question there? Do men truly value respect more than they value sex? Is this true? Ladies, you can answer too. If you think it's true, answer yes or no. You can say, no, them love them front more. Or, no, them love this more or that more. Or, yes, I think they do. Or, the men, you can speak up and answer too. Do men truly value sex? Or do truly value respect more than they do sex? And the answer is, we see, very true. Exactly. No, bim. From whom? All right. I believe they value respect. Stacey Ann Williams says, I believe they value respect. RR123 says, from whom? Me don't know it. Me don't understand what that means. From whom? T95 South says, yes. BM says, I value respect. I think the men need to answer that. I think the women need to answer it too. This is a question that I got from a woman who I follow on social media, and she had this question on her platform. Do men truly value respect more than they value sex? The answers were overwhelming at the amount of men who had a lot to say. And I thought, damn, I got to transfer this over to my platform and ask this. So if she's seeing me, may I make her know it. Oh, no, I'm going to do already. I don't just teach people content. Oh, that's their idea. Let me act like I came up with it myself. Because I don't want nobody talk about me like that. So I saw it over there, and I figured I would bring it over here. Do men truly value respect more than they value sex? The answer to that, let me see what the answers are. Respect more. Naya TV, good morning. Thank you for being here. Charlotte Law, good morning. Thank you for being here. Nan says respect. Respect, 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 respect. Okay. I'm late. What was the question? Naya TV says, what was the question? One more time. Do men truly value respect more than sex? The answer should be a yes or a no. Do they value respect more than sex? Yes, they do. Or no, they don't. Do they value respect more than sex? I'm late. All right. Donna Davis says respect. Respect. Anthony Cruz says RR123 says their wives or person at home, question mark, are they single? RR123, it don't have nothing to do with single, married, nothing. You can get sex from marriage and you can get sex outside of marriage. It's do men value respect more than sex? Period. All right, Night TV says respect for sure. Audrey Wright says the big man them want respect and the boy them want front. Yo, Audrey, I will make your man. Just that the big man them want respect and the boy them want front. But yeah, no, I think the boy them want respect too. Oh God, here Tracy she know about facts, Audrey, facts. So how do we kid it up? Liar TV says Audrey 100 TV. Watch the Liar out about 100 Audrey. Oh my God. Respect for me, says Wayne Nathan. Yeah, respect for me too, Wayne. Audrey, right. Okay. There's a two-part to this. What part, Audrey, which is why I asked the question. That part, Audrey, which is why I asked the question. All right. So let me talk to you like a man because, you know, I see women answering like them no man. And to divide it up and say big man want respect and little boy want sex. I don't know what little boy you're talking about. Me not involve little boy in a or little girl in a conversation that have the sex word in it. So obviously we're talking about grown people, right? Right. All right. No, all men value, I think all men value respect more than they value sex. Why I brought this over here, because the sisters platform had like 1,000 and something men comments, and every one of them said the same thing, which I've been saying here for years. So here we go. Without respect, a man will take sex from you if it's available without your respect, but he won't value you without your respect. Now, with your respect, he'll not only value you, but he will treat you completely different. Right. So men value respect more than sex. Not only that, sometimes, and a lot of the times, it is his performance even depends on it. This is super important for those who are actually in relationships too, right? Because if you're not in a relationship and you're single, which is a good question that was asked earlier, if it's from them wife or whatever, okay, if you're not in a relationship, you're single, so to speak, then you can get it anywhere. So you're like, hey, if my significant other is not giving it to me, or the person I deal with now and give me can get it from somebody else. Because I'm in a no relationship. We're just seeing each other. But if you're in a committed relationship where stepping outside of that relationship is going to be considered foul or cause problems, then you might want to have respect there. This goes out to the women. You might want to listen up. How you talk to a man could determine if that man teely-weely even works for you or not. Yeah. Remember, me did say something about kill nature, and I said that a woman's mouth can kill a man's nature. There are a lot of men that would tell you this. So when I saw it over on her platform, I thought, I've done this discussion before many a times. Because I'll be looking out for my brothers. And my brothers, a lot of men be in relationships where they don't speak. They just suffer through it. They suffer through it. And sometimes you're forcing yourself to even be intimate with the person who you are, say, married to or committed to. You know, and you tell yourself, say, this will pass. This will pass. We'll get back to being good. But your mind can't erase some of the things that were said or the attitude that was given when something important to you was laid on the table, or whatever the case may be. You know, something you deemed as disrespect goes right to the teely. For men, it goes right to the teely. That is why I say He might be dead for you, but if he ever go for somebody else, she's gonna know what you knew, why you kept him as your man. Because from the get-go, right? You're like, yo, everything is good, everything is banging, the sex is super good, blah blah blah. And then down the road, you're like, I don't know what happened. You know, that part of the relationship just fade away. We don't even have good nookie no more. Well, he'll have super nookie with somebody else. If you notice, I'm very choosy for my words, but he'll have super nookie with somebody else. If a woman on outside, that's why side chicks are always winning, because side chicks probably don't have as much as responsibilities as the wife. So side chicks can afford to create an escape kind of thing. Make the man feel like, say, he is God. Make him stroke the ego. Make him feel like, you know, how she talks to him, soft, how her mannerisms are towards him. All that him finds super sexy in a she, and he's not getting that from his woman at home. Now he has a problem even standing at attention for his woman at home. And the woman might not realize it, but a lot of the times it's her mouth. It's her mouth and her attitude. Broken men and women unite. LOL. Side activity. Yes, Naya TV one. It happens. It happens a lot. A lot of you would not be here today had it not been for side chicks. Your mama was a side chick, and she gave. Your mama was a side chick. Mr. Clarence, side chick. That's why Mr. Clarence is your daddy. Mr. Clarence had a whole family before you. But your mama fling it upon Miss Junie husband, and here you are. So this is nothing new. It's been going on for a long time, and it will continue to go on for as long as time is. Not true? Actually, me I talk. Yeah, imagine that. Nothing wouldn't be here if it wasn't for side chicks. Your mama was a side chick. Hard to accept, but true. So yeah, men generally seek respect more than anything else. Whether you want to call him boy or man, and whatever the reason why you define him as a boy versus a man. Okay, so for the ladies then, some of them are side foul. Yeah, that chick stuff goes out the window. Just like how I hate hearing grown people say that's my girlfriend or that's my boyfriend. I'm like, how old are you? It's like 45. 45? How old is he? 53. I don't know, boyfriend, that's your man. Boyfriend and girlfriend. That stuff is reserved for high school. Okay, junior high school and high school age where I talk about, that's my girlfriend right there. Me and Susie going out together now. That's my boyfriend. Why are you up in age talking about girlfriend and boyfriend, girl and boy? A psychologist actually said there's something wrong with us in a way where even when you hear a black man say, hey, yo, I'm heading back to the crib. I'm heading back to the crib. He means he's going back to the house, but he refers to his house as a crib. Cribs are for babies, right? Right. And she said once you hear a man say, I'm heading back to the crib, she already knows that there are other issues there, underlying issues there, but not to judge somebody by the use of one word because it's a slang, but it's very deep just to consciously use that word. Yo, I'll meet y'all up. I'm gonna meet with y'all later. I'm heading back to the crib right now. Crib? You a grown man. You came out of the crib a long time ago. You heading back to the crib? Yeah. And what's the other one she said? Oh, in the hood. Yeah, man. How we live in the hood. In the hood. She was like, that's another one, another marker. If she hear a man use crib and hood in the same sentence, she out of there. Hood. There's no neighbor in hood. Them slap off the neighbor and just say hood because the neighborly part of stuff is gone. They don't know about neighborly nothing. So it's just hood. And then crib. You too grown to be talking about crib. It's the same thing for me when I hear grown people say, that's my girlfriend and that's my mama boyfriend. Your mama too old to be having boyfriend. She have a man. Your daddy too old to be having girlfriend. Your mama woman. But hey, to each their own, right? Grace James says, I agree. Old people saying girlfriend and boyfriend sound disgusting. It does. It bothers me. It bothers me. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my boyfriend. Mr. Clarence. Yeah, you know, me have my girlfriend, me like a girlfriend. His girlfriend like 75. He 84. You know, I'm like a girlfriend, you know. What girlfriend? What part are a girl? Yo, anyhow, uh, let me change the subject because we have a next question. Before we even get into our topics, we're just warming up with these two questions. Do men truly value respect more than sex? And the answer is yes, every time. Every time. Oh, I wanted to ask the woman then, what classifies a man as boy to you? Because somebody made a comment earlier and said the boy them want front, the man them want respect. Every man mean no want front, but him just want front from somebody who gives him respect. Yeah, unless him just a slam and bam and thank your mama and go about him business. But if he's gonna invest in where the front is coming from, he would trust me. He would prefer for respect to come with it, right? Every man, whether you call him boy or man. So what classifies a man as a boy to you then? Is it all the things that I'm thinking of, like unable to commit, doesn't contribute enough? How you say it again now? You have to lead him, because him can't even lead himself. We could come up with a bunch of things. We could come up with a bunch of things. I don't think I have to ask the women that. I think as a man, I know what classifies a man as a boy to women. To women. Yeah. Well, all right. The next one. Next question. Let's move on to the next question. Here, King Bigs Boy lead who? No, the boy them. Listen, there are some strong women out here. And I ain't talking about strong like, you know, the manly woman them. I'm talking about some women who they live in their divine feminine power, but they're super strong with their divine feminine power. So a little boy can actually really come ring her up and twist her around. And a woman like that, if she gets with a man who is not able to lead, like him not stand on what he says, and he isn't able to decide and execute and so on and so forth, then she'll end up a lead him. I'm not talking about the cantankerous woman them neither way won't allow a man to lead. I'm not talking about you. You just cantankerous. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I'm good.
Talk to me now.
May I have a question on the respecting? How is it that these grown boys ask for respect, but then their main focus is the sex? They put more effort in trying to get the sex than to put effort in getting the respect.
I can't relate.
Okay.
We are hardwired to go for sex though. You know?
What I'm saying is, from my experience as a woman, the average man put more energy and effort into trying to get the sex from a woman more than putting in the effort to try to get respect from a woman.
So you're saying that then that once
But you're asking for more respect.
You're not too clear. So what you say after him get the sex, him start get disrespectful or him not care about your respect?
No, what I'm saying is the average man require before you even get to know them or who they are about. They require respect up front, but yet they're not behaving in a way to get respect.
That's a hard question because I'm a kind of person who give respect to everybody until you give me a reason to not respect you anymore. So
SouFLo, you're not the average man.
I'm not?
No, you're not.
Oh, that comes as a shocker to me because
you're not the average man. I just did a video on my channel.
Please say your channel name because I'll be sending people to you. And
Marie's Message 411 TV.
Marie's Message 411 TV. Look in the chat. This is another fellow content creator right here. If y'all see her moniker in the chat, hit it and go over to her channel. All right, you did a
We
video
just
on
do
your
a
channel.
video similar to the subject,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about dating and why sex is not required on a date. Like these days, people seem to require sex on the first date. And so let's talk about the respect thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you require sex or your first aim is to go after a woman concerning sex,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think you're supposed to get that respect?
All right. I'm gonna be brutally honest. You ready for this?
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of brothers in here could back me up. They won't say it out loud, but I think men are hardwired, physiologically hardwired to go for sex. The first thing we see when we see a woman that we are attracted to, it's a sexual kind of attraction.
And I did say that.
Yes.
That is your first instinct as a human being.
It's a sexual kind of attraction.
Yes, because that's what you were created to do.
Yes. So we're going to go after
in order to procreate.
Mm-hmm. So that's removing all your stereotypical anything, all your religious beliefs, all the systematic thinking.
But people aren't using sex to reproduce or procreate.
They're just using
They're using sex for satisfaction, gratification.
That is an innate need, though. That is not.
It's only an innate need in only to reproduce.
No.
The reason why pleasure came with sex is because you have to have pleasure in order to reproduce.
No, not really. Not really. So that's funny because we were talking about before earlier. Okay, so remember I work in the field of occupational therapy, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about earlier, I was coming from occupational therapy based reasoning when I said earlier, people who are in a wheelchair or people who are elderly and certain parts don't work anymore, they still have that need. They still have that need because you were created that way. And yes, I know you're stripping it back basic and saying it is because you were hardwired, created to want to reproduce, to replenish humankind or earth, whatever. But the natural need to want to feel good, it's a natural need. It's a natural need.
We don't disagree.
This is
what
why
I'm disagreeing with is that we abuse that.
Yeah, like women having 1 million toys and they shoving them in there and going batteries running for hours and all that. We want to be overly
stimulated.
Right. She's not trying to reproduce. She's not trying to reproduce with that big dildo. She's trying to dig out the hole and feel good, right?
Yes.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, on my stance as a woman, it's hard for me to respect a man when he's approaching me in a way where he's not being respectful, but he's expecting automatic respect.
Of course. And that goes naturally. That should be the case. I wouldn't tell any woman to respect a man who disrespects her or is approaching her disrespectfully. I wouldn't respect any woman who disrespects me.
In my opinion, the average man is not behaving in a way to deserve that respect that they want, that they're just saying that they deserve.
Okay, so what does the average man have to do to gain respect or to be respected? Because he didn't do you anything. He's just being an average man.
No, the average man is not doing what he's supposed to do as a man, but he's requiring this respect.
Like what? I'm trying to narrow this in for a better understanding. Like what?
You're saying that when you're in a relationship with someone and it's a woman and she talks to you a certain way and treats you a certain way, it makes your nature go flat.
Yeah.
Go dead.
Yeah.
And it's because of the lack of respect that a man is not getting.
Yes.
Okay.
But your body does not work that way. We're physiologically made up differently. So your body does not work that way.
I don't like to tell all my business and spill my tea. But the same way how you go flat,
see,
mine go dry.
Okay, see,
you don't want nothing to do with you.
And guess what? We talked about this already. So you must have missed a morning there. So let me bring you back to that. You can still perform the act if I put spit in there or use a lubricant in there. You can still be penetrated, and the act of sexual encounter can still happen. Whether your mind is into it or not, the man probably wouldn't care as long as he might get a nut. Let's be for real, right? But a man's body is made of physiologically different. How I know
so
this?
Physically, your body shut down.
Hold on,
mentally, our body shut down.
Right, but no, we shut down physically. We shut down mentally. And our mental affects our down there physical. So we shut down mentally too.
What about her mental? Knowing that this man is going inside of her, well, she don't really want him to go inside of her. Isn't that rape?
You're all over the place, man. We have to address one thing at a time. Let me finish. Let me finish. The very fact that there are women out there, and lots of them, who do prostitution, and if you ask them, she'll tell you, I had 18 clients today. Ask her which one of the clients she loved and she fell in love with and she was being romantic with and making passionate love to. She will tell you none.
To do it because she had to make money.
Exactly. So she never require any mental stimulation and our front get wet and all these things to do it.
She put her mind to it because she put her mind to it.
Yes.
Because she's trying to make money.
Right.
So it's going to get wet because she knows she has to make that money.
It don't have to get wet. She still gonna make the money. Right? Some of them travel with lubricants and them squirting a little lubricant before them take a client.
Let's get back to the point. Right? The point that I'm trying to make is, from my experience, I don't feel a man deserves a certain amount of respect if he's not protecting, providing for his woman and his family. If he's not doing certain things that a man is supposed to do and how he's supposed to behave towards a woman, then that respect is not going to be there.
Yeah. And I feel like you either respect somebody or you don't. There is no, I respect him 20%. I respect him 40%. I respect him 70%. I respect the one that 100%.
You can't either respect or don't. Breed one next woman, and she know about it, and then you say, please respect me. You can't block up her eye then every other day and tell her, say, please respect me.
Yeah, that's, oh man, that's the extreme left. That's the extreme left.
But I'm saying these are the men that require the most respect.
No, man. First of all, when me not talk about them, man. There, we already have an understanding that those kind of men don't even deserve anything. Period. I don't even know why women put themselves with them. You talking about thumping a yaya and black up yaya and all that?
Those are the grown boys that you want to know about.
So that's
those are the grown boys.
That's not, yeah, but those aren't boys. Those are men. Those are dysfunctional men.
Well, we call them grown boys.
Them are still man. A boy is a boy and a man is a man, regardless.
You want to live off of me, play video games all day, drive me to work, and then take my car and ride around with next woman. Yeah. But you want me to respect you.
That's a bum ass man.
These are the grown boys that you want to know about.
Okay, so that's why y'all call them grown boys.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a bum ass man. And those are the type of men that a lot of women choose. And they even procreate with them. And then after they do all that, then they remember, oh, you know, Sir John is a bum for real. But the funny thing is, a lot of the times he was like that before you even had babies for him. Right.
When I was living in Cleveland, you know what some of the man them do? In the summertime, them get rid of them fat woman and take up summer girl and be outside because it's warm. When winter time come, say for instance, the fall come and the leaves start come off of the trees. them say it's time to get them a fat woman.
It's cuffing season.
Because it's time to go in.
I hibernate.
Because it's cold and they hibernate. And the fat woman can feed them and take care of them. Because the fat woman don't get no cocky from nobody. So she will take him in for the winter time. So in Cleveland, summertime is hot girl time. And winter time is fat girl time.
Please, y'all go over to her channel and check out her content, cause me can't bother.
We'll go back to that chat later.
Yeah, all right, later. Marie's message 411 TV. Go. Y'all go check out her content on her channel, man. Lord God, TikTok saves lives, and it'd be chilly outside. What you talking about? Fat girls need love too, Craig. Yo, so like somebody about what I asked the grind. It really helped me. That one that's so personal. We are gonna left that one day alone. Shout out to Marie's message 411 TV. Go over to her channel. If you see her in the chat, just hit on her name. It will take you to our channel. Go over there, hit the subscribe button, and engage her content. The next question I wanted to ask, the one that have me flooring. Well, on there. Yo, why would I put myself in a relationship like that? If you hit me once, I am gone because you will do it again and again. Yeah, but a good argument should bring up still. A good argument should bring up still. But just remember this. A man is not made up like a woman, and our bodies do not work the same. Okay? So as much as you want to talk about, yeah, well, when you get me mad, my thing dry up for you too. Yeah, we can still work something. We can still go in there. We can still do something. You know? But when you get me mad, it's different. My thing can't turn up. It can't turn up. Nothing can go on. Right? So I'm just letting the sisters be conscious of that. If you with that man and you love that man and you value intimacy with that man. Matter of fact, I'm telling my brothers this. If you see your woman constantly bringing you to a place where you feel like that, is because she either A, have somebody else, or she B, pleasuring herself and don't care about intimacy with you. Women who care about intimacy with their men, they're very careful about how they approach that man, how they speak to him, how they are with him, her mannerisms and everything, because foreplay starts before the actual act. You know what I mean? And she knows that. So throughout the day, she foreplaying him all day and he don't even know it, right? I know my wife when she on her game. I know when she foreplaying me all day. Maybe she not even know it. She start. I'm gonna give you an example. The first thing in the morning, me come out of the room, Missy here, well done. Missy, hold on the collar. Me have to talk about this. This morning I had to literally run back into the room, into the office, grab my phone and go out there and start take picture like photographer. Because I say one little piece of shots catch up and body some certain kind of way. I say the hair done a certain, now she's preparing her hair for whatever affairs she have going on, right? But me see something different. So already it started because and she's like, I don't like, babe, me I talk me no today. I talk out the business a little bit. I think I heard the door alarm. She was like, I don't like this part of the hair. I didn't want it to come out like this. Me I tell her, so well, if you don't like the hair, me pop it out, guys. You know what I'm saying? Me sweat that ass out or pop it out because me I look action. But it's already, the foreplay has already started in the man's mind. And then her being feminine. Next thing me know, me come sit down in there, me get my cup of tea while I'm sitting right here, you know, facilitating. And I'm like, yeah, and them kind of thing that she made me an omelet. Cause I go gym early this morning, go work out myself. I went to the workout place. Go do a heavy workout this morning. And I told her, I said, yo, I'm tired, I'm hungry. And boom, a nice omelet, then a cup of tea. I missed it nice round something left and a little piece of something on it and the ear set away. The new hair do look like a whole new person. But me know say I see a person, I know what it look like. Brand new something, you know, brand new something go already. And these things. You're foreplaying all day and don't even know it. Now, if she start, now flip that the other way. If she start out the day and in the morning, she wake up, she not even say good morning. The step past me. Already I'm like, damn. You know, happy to see me. Like you wake up like you wish you woke up to somebody else kind of thing. Right? Good morning. Yeah. Okay. What wrong with she? And then as the day goes by, it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. You know, let me move out your way. Because apparently you having something going on with you. Especially if I ask you, what's wrong with you? You all right? Something wrong? And you're like, no, nothing. Okay, I guess you need space, right? So I'm building all day now in a different direction. Me don't want nothing from you, don't want to be around you, don't want to be nothing. So later when you expect say, okay, something could have gone, me don't want nothing to go on. I'm not even half the way, quarter, 1% turned on, because all this stuff is brewing in my mind. And I'm telling women that who value the men that they're with. If you do, I'm giving you psychological trick-free games that you can use to your advantage. Thank me, like me or your older brother, or like me or your brother, or something like that, because it worked that way. Stop assuming that you know men. You're a woman. You don't know a man. And if it's a man attack, you don't know a woman, brother. That's why I don't talk too much on women and their physiological makeup. I went to school. I studied anatomy and physiology. I studied kinesiology. But me not gonna still come up here come act like me know a woman body more than a woman know a woman body. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. I'm doing good. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. I wanted to touch a little bit on the respect aspect of what men prefer. Speaking from experience, what I noticed that men also prefer, they like to be appreciated and
Absolutely.
to know that they are appreciated.
Absolutely. I can't even let you go any further. I have to say this. When a man is appreciated, he does more than he's supposed to do, or more than he's required to do. And feel like he want to give you the world when he's appreciated. If that man do and do and do and he gets no appreciation, he starts doing less and less and less till you're like, damn, he don't do nothing for me, because you never appreciate him.
Yeah, 100%. So for me, the appreciation and the respect goes hand in hand, you know? Yeah,
it
because
does. Absolutely does.
Yeah, like when I met my husband, before that, I was living by myself for a few years. So there were a lot of things that I could have done on my own. I took care of myself. And when I met my husband, he basically came in and he led. He just took charge. He knew what he had to do without being told or demanded to do. And my husband also worked 2 jobs. And one thing I always did was verbally tell him how much I appreciated the things that he did. He didn't have to.
You always verbally tell him.
Off of me. The manly stuff that I had to handle on my own, no matter how big or small they were. For him, it was like, no, leave that alone, let me handle it. And verbally, I would let him know how proud I was to see that every day, even if he didn't have to, he would get up and go to 2 jobs.
And those are things that you could handle by yourself. So you never, right, but you appreciate him for doing it for you, and you let him know that, right? You never give him attitude like, I could have done that for myself anyways.
You become, some women don't like to hear this word, but you become submissive in the sense that you just sit back and you let him lead, because you see that he enjoys doing it. You thank him for being loyal. Some women, they don't want to do these things because they feel, oh, no, I'm not going to show him that I love him because he's going to take advantage. If you have the right man, he will never take advantage of knowing that you love and appreciate him. Never.
Right.
Never.
Right.
The right man
he will actually the opposite. He will actually love you and protect you more.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
If men are funny, if a man doubts for a second that this is not really my woman, you're about to get a totally different man.
Yeah. Men, what I notice, men they love to be appreciated. They love to be, nothing is wrong with telling your man that you're proud of him.
Yep.
And proud of him doesn't mean that he has to be a doctor, he has to be a lawyer. You're proud of the fact that you get to live in peace, and he's a major part of that.
Right. Absolutely.
You have a peaceful life, you have a happy life. And a peaceful life does not mean financial stuff and material stuff. This man just gives you peace, and in return, you give it back to him.
Right.
You know, you let him know you're proud to see how he helps you with your kids, which is also his kids. Because some men really feel that, okay, they go out and work, and that's just their job. They don't have to spend no time with the kids. That's the mom's job. My husband, he never missed a school meeting for his boys. And that's something I would thank him for and tell him how much I appreciate it, because in the Black community, men feel that they don't have to go to school meetings. That's the mom's job.
Right.
You
true.
Understand?
Very true.
So women really need to pay attention to those little things, because men appreciate being appreciated and seeing and being told that they are appreciated. So I just wanted to put that in there, that sometimes the respect and appreciation goes hand in hand as well.
I appreciate you calling to say that. And y'all are hearing this from a woman. Okay. I appreciate you greatly.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a good one.
You too.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right. What? Absolutely. She said more than needed to be said. I can't top that. I can't. There's nothing more I can say to that. You know, the appreciation and the love goes hand in hand. And the respect, rather, goes hand in hand. One more thing I'm going to say before we close out this segment is the part about leadership. So here's a woman saying him can't lead. And I lead who? I don't want no man. He can't lead me because, okay. The army makes the best leaders, right? The army, the military makes the best leaders. Check this out. Do you know why? Because the people who follow those leaders, they have to follow the leader. Yeah. And then the leader is allowed to lead. Then the leader is allowed to lead. You don't obstruct the leader. The leader is allowed to lead. And your job is to strengthen that leader and make that leader a stronger leader. This is how the army works with creating leaders. So if I take that blueprint and put it in a relationship sense, if there's a woman who is being combative to her man, everything he says, if he says A, she says B. If he says up, she says down. If he says go, she says stay. If he says yes, she says no. And then she's the same one who goes, yeah, you're not a good leader. You can't lead me. You're fighting the leader. How can the leader lead when you're fighting the leader, right? Marie, I think it was Marie's message said something about leadership earlier, and them can't lead. Well, I thought I would address that before we go on to the next topic, that leadership in a relationship, if you want that man to lead, you have to allow him to lead, and you have to facilitate his leadership and make him a better leader. Because you don't take over and lead, you facilitate his leadership to make him a better leader. That's what it's supposed to be. The woman is supposed to help him to lead, right? That's the structure of the family, right? He leads, he follows God, and he leads in a way where it is all for the betterment of you, the children, the family, and then you follow him, right? He's the head of your household. God is the head of him, and through God and you and him, y'all lead in that manner. It doesn't mean like break out the cat and nine and whip you and hey, y'all do this, do what I say. That's not what it is. You facilitate his leadership. Sometimes you're gonna have to bite your damn tongue and say, okay, I said left and you said right, but all right, babe, let's go right, because you know you're the man. Do you know how empowering that is for a man? I say left and you say right. All right, babe, we going right because you the man. I think we should go left, but you the man, so we going right. That is way more effective than, and if he goes right and he fails, don't go, I told you, that's why you're not no damn good leader. We should have went left. I said went left. You know what? Next time I'm leading. That's conflict. That's conflict. Let him go right. Let him make that mistake going right. As long as it's not no casualties, he'll learn to be a better leader. And next time he will even learn to listen to you more and to put your 2 cents more into what he's trying to accomplish. Because remember, at the end of the day, He ain't packing up and running away from his family. So obviously everything he's doing is for the family. So why would you not facilitate his leadership? Why would you not want to see him become a better leader? Why would you stick around to say, me can lead better than you? You can't lead me nowhere. You not no good leader kind of thing. And a lot of the times women give men that, you know, oh, he can't lead me. I hear sisters say it all the time. Marie's Message 411 TV said it. You know, them can't lead. Well, they can't lead who does not want to be led by them. That's for one. They cannot lead who does not want to be led by them. So there are some good men out here who want to lead their family and their woman, but she does not want to be led by him. And that's just where it lies. And if she doesn't want to be led by you, we're going to have some problems. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
SouFlo, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing this morning?
What, my guy, brother?
Yeah.
One of the heavy equipment operator, you know?
Seeing, big up yourself. Heavy equipment
operator. Blessings. So, respect is not given, it's earned. You have to earn my respect. Right? So, everybody have a different view on how people give respect. But when I just take out some respect and dash it out on person and say, yo, I give you some respect. Now you have to earn that.
But if you don't know a person, why is there a reason to not respect them? That's why I say respect for me. I give respect to everybody until you show me to not respect you. I go off of if you show me don't respect you, I will not respect you. But you have my respect from the get-go.
Well, I mean, we look at it different still. I respect your opinion.
Yeah, man. That's why I ask you, what is there about a person why you wouldn't? So you just go around not giving people respect and them have to earn it.
No. I don't know you, so I mean, I'll get to know you before me can respect you. I see you're a person and I like you and we deal and whatever, but I just respect you. Why? I mean, you have to earn my respect. Okay. I mean, that's just my opinion.
So you're talking in general terms or in relationship terms?
Just in general terms.
In general terms?
Yeah.
All right.
And the lady was just called. She have a valid form of respect her to the maximum. And she have a sister, want her number. If
I'm not mistaken, that's the woman whose husband just passed away and she has twins.
My condolences.
Yeah, I think that's her.
Yeah. She's a good person. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one before that now, the TV lady on the YouTube channel.
Marie's Message.
She kind of confused.
Marie's Message 411 counseling.
She confused. Because she have me confused and the other lady come calm down my spirit. So yeah. But you know, you do a good job together. I like to listen to the people, but some of them confused and you know.
Yeah, but we are the whole way I talk like family and we are share with different views and stuff.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. Not true.
Brother, that's why you have a good platform. That's why we love it. And we respect you.
Manners.
We respect you because you earn my respect. You understand?
Manners.
You got to have respect to the max. So big up yourself, man.
Manners and respect, my brother. All right. There was another call coming in and I cut that call off. Happy humble your spirit sometimes. King Big says, Naya TV 1 says, that's God divine order. Really, truly, that's where your abundance comes from. Yes, absolutely. Let me see who else. Nan says, you give 100% respect and it ends up to that individual to keep it at 100. I'm like the school teachers. When you come into my classroom, we start off on an A. You have an A. It is up to you how we end this. Now, you missed a couple of assignments and you didn't make them up and you failed a couple of tests, then you're down to a B. And then you're down to a C, and then you're down to a D until you start making Fs, right? I kind of look at it like that. I just give people respect out of, I'm not saying I trust you 100% with anything like me. I could just see you and say, here are my children, I'm leaving them around you. That's not what I'm talking about. But in general terms, I give respect, right? I don't have no reason to not give you respect. I respect human beings. I respect humanity. So I just give respect. Now, if you tell me don't respect you, whether it's by your deeds, your words, whatever it is, I will believe you. And then I will withdraw my respect from you. And that's how I operate with that. On to the next question now. The next question is, what is the scariest thing that you have ever done? What is the scariest thing that you have ever done? This one should be a bit funny. What is the scariest thing that you have ever done? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, brother, phone line hot.
Yeah, phone line I bought up this morning.
Yo, not calling for the topic where you did on before. I couldn't get through, brother. About the whole man and woman getting wet and then something and the mentality, the mindset of the man, isn't it?
All right, so here what? I'm gonna save you because usually when we go on to the next topic, we're not returning. My question is, what is the scariest thing you ever done? So here what me I do. I give you 60 seconds on that one day. Go on and say what you got to say.
Just to touch on the lady we call, I say, yo, if the woman mind not there, she can't get wet. Yo, when a man mind not there, he can't stand up, brother. See? Quick story. We just find out say a girl work like me, see? Girl send me a kind of picture and video, no, brother. Stimulate our mind, no, dog, is it?
See?
Yo, the girl stimulate every time you see the girl me, you see me? Hard up. So I say, yo, the girl stimulate my just to tell me the other day, say, yo, if me never married, I get it already. You see, from that, brother, me say the girl, nothing, me no feel nothing done. I say, yo, you can't play that man, devil, you know? So, just by stimulating the mind, me not even me never have to touch her. And me see her, me ready.
See it.
You see me? But you see, for she tell me that I made my mindset change.
But why your mindset change? Because it sounds like a decent woman. She don't feel like she want to fling out you because you're married.
Exactly. No, but you say the stimulation of the mind you talk about. You say once the man mind stimulate, brother, that she's ready to go. You see what I say?
Yeah.
So the lady we say, yo, the mind not have nothing to do with it. It have a lot to play when it come on to them things there.
Yeah, when it come on to men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a woman, her mind not have to do that, but you still have to get what you want.
All right. Point taken. Point taken. Yeah.
Next question. The scariest thing me ever do, I almost kill my brother. I almost drop a rock stone on my brother head when we fight, brother. Is it?
In the unconscious?
Eh?
What you mean you almost kill him?
Yeah. I almost drop a rock stone in my head. I don't know who take the stone out of my hand. You see, adrenaline, when that thing I rush, is everything. You're blind, you're deaf, you're everything gone.
So when they fight.
When you fight and your blood hot. You see me? Me draw off with the stone, and I don't know how the stone come out of my hand. Once them take the stone out of my hand, I saw him get up and run. I go drop in the head, because I know that think. You see me?
Somebody save him.
Somebody save me too.
Somebody save you. Yeah, you're right. Somebody save you too.
That happened just before me come here. Filing come to everything, brother. I wait now for the ticket buy. You see it?
Life could have go a whole different way, not true?
Life, yo, me say, mood there right now, brother. So, adrenaline is a hell of a thing that.
All right. Them thing that teach you to control yourself, too, not true?
Yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, brother. All right. Manners. I appreciate that. I appreciate him taking the 1 minute and then staying on topic. All right. The scariest thing you've ever done. What is the scariest thing you have ever done? I don't see the comment section lighting up. Right. Start out giving it. All right. We still upon respect and all that. Me jump out of the plane and everything went quiet. King Big said at RR123. We jump out of the plane and everything went quiet. You was airborne? Night TV1 says lesson learned. Nancy Goff says good morning, SouFLo. Good morning, everyone. All right. Nobody no have no scariest thing. Teeth bread. Hold on there. Somebody said teeth breadfruit. You haven't done anything. Jeff said the scariest thing is teeth breadfruit. Oh, King Big says skydiving. All right. Until him start talk about Jesus, so no go on. Yep. Sir caller, right, Flo? But there's the average guy the caller is talking about. True. You give 100% respect, and it's up to the individual to keep it at 100. Absolutely. All right. But yes or no? Scariest thing we ever done, King Big says skydiving. RR123 says giving birth. Ooh, I've seen birth. That has had. I think giving birth has to be on a woman's one of our scariest things that she's ever done. Must be. Maybe you had one child and the one child that you had was an easy birth, but if you, I'm willing to bet that that's on her list. Naya TV One says, I walked down an alley when I was a young girl late at night and I saw a gunman coming towards me and realized that it was my brother and his friends in all black, but I just had to keep walking. LOL. It was your brother and his friends. Your brother them a gunman. Or they were on a mission. Me kick me uncle in the balls and it hurt him for 3 days. Me think me didn't make him infertile. Says Audrey. Audrey, where you kick your uncle in the balls for live on the air with SouFLo? Good morning.
SouFLo.
Yeah, brother, what go on?
There, brother.
Talk to me now.
So here what go on now, see?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's scary or funny or what. But we go on a vacation at the RC.
Mm-hmm.
And on a resort, I have a water park. I ain't no swimmer.
Mm.
So I decide say, oh, I got no water park on this, sitting there going on a water slide on this. You
don't know, big swimmer.
No, because I never did that shit. I mess with the on vacation. Fuck it. Enjoy himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, son. Now they have like a 3 or 4 story. It's a 4 story.
Mm.
So you can go up on the first level, which is the upper half of ground, right?
Yeah.
Remember, he's no swimmer. We are big man.
Mm-hmm.
And we out there with a couple of weeks we have to try. We go for the 4th one up at top. And I say, okay, so I slide from the big one. See me? Go in at the blouse and skirt slide now. So I say, all right, now go slide and when I reach on in the pool, I must get pack 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm stuck in I slide. Stuck in the ground.
We up in here.
I get slow down, so like me, I slow down. No, I'm doing myself. I'm go and slide myself, like push myself. You know, I never did in a slide before.
Yeah, man.
But I realize I push myself and I now go as fast as I go. No, I'm the one to blows and spray my ear and eyes are come down and I slide my own. If somebody else are coming and I slide down there, boom, and the man come and push me. Next thing we know, I fly out. John.
In the water did deep.
The water went deep. I didn't know say water deep. And my friend Diddy, I say, yo, he can't swim free. Everybody I look at that. I joked it. The man have to jump in there and say, and I say, oh, me, never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Yeah.
Cause one, you kick when you come and kick me, push me off, that could have damaged my spine. You know?
So did I take a little time I go down?
Mr. Me barely I go, I know, and water the road in the slide, somebody know, oh, me not stay, one of my clothes tear up when we reach out, man.
Well, the scariest thing you've ever done. All right,
so that, but I never do that again in my lifetime. Like, no water park and them things.
You still can't swim?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't see my brother, I can't help myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But no big deep water.
But if the water too deep, I go panic and it happens more than one time, it happens to me, so never again.
All right, don't do
that
it.
Was it.
Don't do it. Stay in the shallow.
All right, brother, you ever see fish and try what?
All right, so.
I'm a big man, no. But I have to say, best of yourself.
Manners.
Yeah.
All right, so. For me, giving birth was the most beautiful thing. It's all about perception, says Charlotte's Law. Giving birth was the most beautiful thing. Somebody else says, boy, between the C-section and the this and the that, it was traumatic, but still beautiful, but traumatic. Okay, I changed it to birth because I almost died with both of my boys. Zipline is second, says T95 South. You see, I've witnessed all of my children being born, so I know from, even though I'm not a woman, but I was close enough to know that looked like something that, especially if you had a difficult birth, that's supposed to be stuck in the forefront of your mind as one of the scariest things you ever did. Plus, A lot of people don't know this, right? Not for the women, but a lot of us men do not know. That's why I said every guy that has a woman pregnant, he should be required to be there for the pregnancy, the duration of the pregnancy, and to be there for the birth. I bet you after that, that he would have a different level of respect for her and a different level of love and respect for his children. I'm telling you, it changes you. Just seeing it changes you, and just not seeing it allows you to escape something that I think you should have seen as a man. Yeah, cause that bird something there no nothing normal. It's nothing normal. I'm glad that we the men were not the species that were created to bring that the baby into the earth. Cause why, why? Scariest of all was to say goodbye to my father and not know how to live life without him. Oh man, I guess he passed away, Nans. Rest in peace, Daddy. Yeah, birth is scary because you don't know what's gonna happen to your child. You know, sometimes you think you're gonna have a healthy baby, and people end up having a stillbirth. They end up having the baby dead or the baby born with severe complications and all kind of something going. The mother could also die in giving birth, so and that's a whole nother issue as well. So birthing should be a scary thing, beautiful thing, yes, but there's a level of scare to it. I helped catch the baby for 3 of my kids, King Big says. My daughter almost fell out. My wife was like, she's coming, she's coming. I'm telling you, she's coming. And the nurse was like, oh, she got enough time. She over there, she just scrub up her hand and stuff. She over there putting on gloves. And lucky I was right there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, no, the baby is coming. She's right here. She was about to slide out. She would have slid out and fell into this big thing that they had at the edge of the bed that looked like a garbage can, but it was there to catch like afterbirth and everything like that. But she would have still been hurt had she fallen into it. You know, giving birth was scary. I had 2 asthma attacks giving birth, and I was having twins. One died and the other survived. You see what I'm saying? Has to be. Has to be. For me, since me asked the question, the scariest thing for me I've ever done was joining the military. Because of what I chose to do in the military, that made it the scariest thing I ever did. Yeah, and I told y'all before, I used to wake up crying. Like my first year in the military was rough. Arriving at my unit. Let me see if I can see of the picture, because I just came across a picture yesterday. I was a young whippersnapper boy arriving at my unit, having to fit in, and then getting ready for deployment. I don't know. I guess ego was what led me to go infantry, and I wanted to be like the bad boys, and the rest was history. So that was one of the scariest. That was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, hands down, is joining the military, being in infantry. Because if I chose something else, it wouldn't have been the scariest thing. There were other MOSs or other jobs I could have done in the army that was not too scary. But I told y'all before, right? When the recruiter came to me, the recruiter was like, you want to go into the army, blah, blah, blah. And there was a guy that was next to him. The guy next to him said, the guy next to him had on like the outfit he had on. I was like, yo, he looked different from all the other soldiers. I want whatever he is, that's what I want to be. Big old shiny boots and the blue cord on his shoulder, and them, he just carried himself different. I said, I want to be, them look like top dog, like alpha males. I want to be amongst those guys. And I remember one of them saying, oh, the guy in the outfit, what me I admire, he said, kid, you don't have the balls. You don't have the balls to hang with the big dogs. I said, okay, whatever it is that he does, that's what I want. Everybody was like, you sure? You sure? My kid's mother was with me at the time. Well, she was my wife at the time. She was, and she was like, don't give it to him. Don't give that to him. And I was like, they're like, he's an adult, ma'am. You know, he's a young adult, but he's an adult. He's old enough. If that's what he chooses, that time me never know, sir. Most of the people them that's joining the army is choosing something completely different. Them not choose that. Everybody I try to steer away from infantry. I'm going right into it, right? So they're like, yeah, man, come on in. That's what you want to do for real? Come on in. They'd bring me in a hurry. And then the first year I was in there, I cried every day. I used to wake up and cry early in the morning. If wake up time was 4 o'clock, I was up at 3 so I could give myself a 1 hour cry. A nice cry, you know. But that was the scariest thing I ever done. Whatever happened to Leota? Hey, Crystal G, we're going to do an update on Leota. You're talking about Leota Bradshaw. Leota Bradshaw is the petty officer who's in the U.S. Navy, who was stationed in Miami, who on recruiting duty, I think she was, who went to Jamaica and orchestrated the offing of a prominent politician's child and the baby mother, because she was the it woman for that man, and the baby mother was his second woman. You know, the thing about Leota Bradshaw is this: she must have had super jealousy built up, because naturally, her man would have taken more to the woman that's in Jamaica because she's there. And Leota is in the military in the US. Everybody who served in the military knows that you can't go nowhere without their consent. And the only time you get to go is if you get leave and you file for a leave and it's approved and you go. And then you have a set time to be back. And that's about it, right? So if you have a man that's living in another country and he has a woman younger than you, just had a baby, you're gonna be very much under him and benefiting from all the things them that you thought you, the it woman, is supposed to be getting. And I think that drove her to jealousy. If she did that with a broke pocket Jamaican man now, or just some regular schmegler dude, she probably would have took that on the chin, like, you know what? Yeah, that's what you're doing, you cheating. But she is with a prominent politician. And this morning, Miss Pearly grandson, y'all can go over to Instagram and follow him too. He's one of the people that I actually follow closely. Miss Pearly grandson gave out the pay scale for these politicians in Jamaica. And speaking of Leota Bradshaw, her man, his pay is millions and millions of dollars per year. I forgot what it is, but I can play Miss Pearly's grandson real quick so y'all get an idea of what the pay scale is. They started out with the Prime Minister pay, and then they worked it down to those who are in make whole heap of money they're making. You know, here it goes real quick. Let me just let y'all. Sorry, caller, I didn't mean to cut you off. All right, you know what? The caller here tried more than once, so I'm going to take the phone call. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Don't judge me, SouFLo.
No, don't judge your family at all.
The scariest thing me ever do. Run over a man with my car with my baby in it, and the police catch me and lock me up.
How you run over him? Like what happened?
Him did the power on bicycle. Him did rob me and disappear. So when me see him, me in the middle of the road with the car with the baby.
You look him down?
And we make a U-turn and run him off of the sidewalk, and then jump off of the bike, and the police catch me. I do it. And I ask me what I do. And me tell him, say the man robbed me, and the only way me can stop him is to run the car over him.
So, okay, but what happened to that?
Me tell the police, say, me never get arrested before. Let me call my family. Them come get my daughter, because I don't want you to arrest me in front of my daughter. Let them come get my daughter. Then you can arrest me and take me go jail. And then take me go jail. We spend 3 days. Me tell them, say, if you're not going to charge me, let me go. Them couldn't charge me because the information with them have on the man, the thing went thief from me, then catch him with it when we run him over.
And that save you?
Yes.
A prison, you're going, not even prison.
Him couldn't speak against me because I have too much information on him.
Right. Boy, you're lucky.
I mean, I say nothing, I just take, just have my mother come pick me up from the jail. And he spent time in prison.
So when you lick him, you think you did kill him?
No. In the on bicycle.
So what scared you about it? Cause you say the scariest thing, the whole police.
The only thing that scared me is that me the things that they're not gonna take my child, cause she was in the back seat when all of this was happening.
Okay. Damn. And you know, if you was guilty, they would have.
Yep. Now go back in that chat later.
All right, later. Rotted. Granny, back foot. So is a woman will stand on business. Wait there, Mario stand on business, man. Is a woman will stand on because I take somebody special enough to say, see him there, see the boy there. Lick you down for real. His name is Philip Paulwell, great goodies, not Caldwell. Philip Paulwell is his name, the father of the baby. The father of the beautiful baby girl that looked just like Philip Paulwell. You know, we now give an update because we don't have the update in front of us. But if you missed it, Paula Llewellyn, before she got taken out of office, made a statement, published a statement that said, from now on, they were pretty much going to be very secretive about what goes on in that case, about what deals were being made behind closed doors with Leota Bradshaw, about what the going-ons are. So it's not surprising that we don't have a lot of update what was going on. There was one story about her that said the girls them in there call her up and beat up her rotted because, you know, that's prison. And they're like, you know how much are we in here have baby out the road that we can't see and picnic when we want to go see and we have to do with time. And you, woman, come kill off the man, beautiful baby picnic, and you have your own picnic road. So them did beat her up in there. I don't know how true that is. Then there was the other story about her getting pregnant behind bars by a fellow officer, a police officer, who was said to have been guarding and transporting her and ended up, you know, breeding her in the process. Don't know how true that is either, but these were all stories that were printed out in the Jamaican newspaper. I think it was debunked that it actually happened, or they just told us that. So after that happened is when Paula came out and said, we won't be telling you much more about anything. That's just the way the process is going to go. And I thought, that's weird. That's weird. So unknown, nothing mess with. Yeah, Mary's message no wrap too tight. Shall we gas it pan and lick it down? Yo, anyway, listen. I got 1,300 and plus people in here and only 400 and something likes. Could y'all hit the thumbs up button for me, please? I appreciate you greatly. It helps the live to trend so people know we are here and our audience will come and grow and enjoy us better. Or you know want me end up here by myself and then end up left car on go tour with it over here. You choose. But I appreciate you. It got to 500. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Boy, as soon as me ask 1,300, I go to 1,200 and sitting. Me can't ask for nothing. I saw no wicked. Anyway, moving on to my topics then. Jay-Z named as Diddy's in Diddy's rape allegations. Are y'all aware of that? We're gonna talk about Jay-Z being at the forefront of all this now. Then there was a family dog that killed a 5-year-old California girl. That was on the news this morning as well. Soldier was arrested in relation to the attempted robbery in Clarendon supermarket yesterday. I'm telling us that Spalding's is my place. That's where Knox is located. That is where I went to school. A soldier was arrested in that instance. Daniel Penny was found not guilty. R.I.P. to Jordan Neely. Daniel Penny was the man who strangled, chokehold Jordan Neely on the subway until Jordan Neely died. He was found not guilty yesterday. And then Haiti has nearly 200 people were deaded in what is called the voodoo community attack. And those are all stories that we're supposed to be getting through this morning. Some of them are going to be mentioned fleetingly in passing, while others we might expound upon a little bit more. So hang on for the ride. It's about to get a little bit bumpy. Naya TV one says, I saw something where Jay-Z and Diddy were low-key, you know, low-key, black. Naya TV one, you got to be careful of AI. And you have to, listen, you got to be very careful of AI, artificial intelligence, and you have to be super careful of editing. I told you all already about the video that I saw with President Obama. And he gave a speech just like how President Obama would. And then he took the mic and threw it down. Bow! And he picked up the podium and fling it and broke the podium. And I'm searching my phone because I'm like, when did this happen? This should be breaking news. That was how good the AI was. I was unable to tell that that was actually made up, fake. Just the other day, I was about to do a video for the other channel, SouFLoTV. Yes, some of you don't know, some of you have one next channel on YouTube. My second channel, SouFLoTV, I was about to do a video about Meek Mill, the rapper, and Diddy, because Meek had went on a vacation and he had stopped by the homie's house, and then they went jet skiing and stuff, and there was a picture there with Meek hugging up Diddy from behind on a jet ski, but it looked like one different kind of hug. And after I did my story and everything, take the picture, I said, you know what, I got to talk about this. Something said, SouFLo, you're not the type to just take a picture and do a story. Please do some research. Some research, and bam, I found the original picture, and I found out that that picture also was AI. Okay, so you have to be careful about these AI generated videos and pictures. They can be super real. Remember, I told you all that we're moving into a time in the future. We're there already. Some people are going to, imagine going to court, right? Imagine being accused of being somewhere and them ask you, what is your alibi? And you said, I was way across town. Ask my brother. Me and my brother were at the house chilling all evening. And they were like, they'll be like, yeah, right. Because here's a video of you walking down 17th Street all the way on the other side of town. Now explain to us how you could be in two places at once. These AI videos are going to be frigging up some lives in the future. I wouldn't be surprised. This is thinking a little bit paranoid and a little bit out the box. But I wouldn't be surprised if they are used at some point to start filling the penal system. Because a lot of prisons are being built, and we have a lot of prisons already, and we have a lot of people in prisons, and we have a lot of prisons that need people to fill them. Prison is a big business. It's on the stock market, right? And you have big investors that have privatized the prisons. Big investors have invested millions and billions of dollars into prisons, so they're going to need people. Now, that's one way I think they'll be able to drum up some false stuff in order to get people into these prisons. I'm just thinking outside the box, but I'm super scared of AI, very much. Even YouTube has started requiring that us content creators let them know if we have any kind of AI in our videos now, whether it's a voiceover or somebody being where they're not supposed to be, or something showing somebody doing something that they never did, or is in a location that they have never been to, etc., etc. We have to go through all that when we are set up with video them. No. So it's very real, and be careful of those. Now, onto the story about Jay-Z. It's funny how, I'm going to just go straight down my list, right? It's funny how Jay-Z comes up when a lot of people were saying before that Jay-Z is next. There's one lady out there who's called Jaguar Wright. I'm sure a lot of you know her. Jaguar Wright is somebody that they deem to be not too tightly wrapped in the head. Jaguar Wright tells a lot of lies. She makes up stories, whatever. Jaguar Wright's been saying for the longest, Jay-Z is going to be next. Mark my words. She's been saying that for the longest. I used to wonder how the hell Jaguar Wright has so many people's files. The info on to drop on so many people. And then I went and did her background check and found out that she's very much a part of the industry, and she was very much deep in the industry. Jaguar Wright said she started out, she could sing, but you know, she actually started out as a dominatrix, doing freaky stuff, something strange for a little bit of change to people who are in the industry. And then, of course, her singing went with that. And this is how she was able to get all this information, stuff she has been around and seen and done, right? She called out Common the other day. I don't know if y'all saw that. And this is not me saying Common did it. This is me saying Jaguar Wright said Common did that to her. So there's a bunch of people in there. Anyways, back to the Jay-Z stuff. Jay-Z slams the lawyers over allegations that he graped and oranges a 13-year-old with Diddy in a new lawsuit. Okay. For me, I read the whole paperwork of the lawsuit. I read the whole allegations. I'm not buying that story. And y'all know me. I'm the kind of person that says don't victimize the victim. But when some things just don't make no damn sense, it just don't make no damn sense. I'll give you a synopsis of the story. There's a 13-year-old who said she called somebody up at 13. She's in her 30s now. I believe she's like 37 now, something pushing up on 40 now. This happened in 2000. She said she called somebody up. I called my friend up and asked my friends to drop me to New York to the VMAs, Video Music Awards after party. It's gonna be nothing but stars there at the after party. The friend drives all the way to New York. I think they were in Pennsylvania or somewhere else. Drives all the way to New York or upstate. Drives all the way to the city. Drops her off in Manhattan at the VMA Video Music Awards. And here's this 13-year-old that has no invite to be here, no adult chaperone, no adult company, just a 13-year-old. Then she says she just walked around and she was smart enough to know that all the stars came in limousines and they have their securities and their limo drivers waiting for them outside. So she went to where the limos were. And she bumped into this one limo driver who just happens to be P. Diddy's limo driver. So now she says to him, the first thing he said was, "Oh, you're exactly what Diddy likes." So she tells him, "I'm trying to get into the after party." 13. There's nothing but adults in there. There's no kids in there. This is the VMA after party. After the show, it's the after party, and after the party, it's the hotel lobby in 2000. She says she goes in. He gave her a ride in the limousine. He snuck her in through some entrance. Boom, she's in. She's walking around. She's seeing all kinds of celebrities and stars. Nobody's paying attention to her. She snuck off into this one area, meets up with Diddy. Diddy takes her to this corner, to this one exclusive room. And next thing, Jay-Z appears. And somebody else was there, other stars. And something about Diddy asks her, how badly do you want it? And you want to be famous and you have what it takes to be that. And then he rips her clothes off and does stuff to her. And then he gets up and then Jay-Z jumps in and does stuff to her. And then he gets up and they just walks away. And she's left with her clothes torn and half on her. And she makes it back out into the main floor where all these stars are. And then she gets past the stars and she's looking for an exit out the building. And eventually she finds an exit out the building and boom, she's back on the sidewalk again. Clothes ripped up and everything. I don't know, man. That don't make no damn sense to me. That don't make no damn sense to me. No damn sense to me. I'm not buying it. It actually sounds like a dream. Now, here's the problem that I have. I have a problem with people who actually hear this and they're like, yep, he guilty as hell. Put him and Diddy in the same damn cell. What happened to proof? What happened to proof? So you telling me that somebody could actually just say something like that about you and no proof is required? I'm just guilty. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. This is you're almost 40. This happened at 13. This is not CMR. and the child talk up right away. The same day you pick her out the bed and lay her on the floor, she went straight to school like you're not getting to go no further than this. This is weird. Anyways, the lawsuit, which was initially filed in October, but was refiled last week by lawyer Tony Busby, alleged that, and I think Tony Busby is one of those guys who is definitely after, he's chasing money. So he's also the person who did the press conference that said that he had 1,000+ people lined up and gave him statements about what Diddy did to them. 1,000+ victims. And he is so far representing over like 120 of them. And these are all civil suits. See, here's the plan, right? They already told you that if Diddy is found guilty, they're seizing everything. Personal, business, properties, bank accounts, private jets, mansions, jewelry, everything. So people are looking for a big payday. We're talking billions of dollars here in assets. People are looking for a big payday for all this to be seized from him and for the money to be divided up and for them to get a piece. Now, if you throw Jay-Z in there and Jay-Z got more money than Puffy or Diddy, we talking about the pot just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And these stories just keep getting more outlandish. When I first covered this story on my other channel, SouFLoTV, they said that the other celebrity was listed as celebrity A. For the person who said this morning, SouFLo, I could have swore you covered this already. I answered them on the other channel this morning. I'm sure they're over here as well. Big up to the people who follow me on 2 platforms. The lawyer Busby at the time said, don't worry, you will soon learn who celebrity A is. Celebrity A, I'll just say this. He is bigger and more powerful than Sean P. Diddy Combs. So I'm scratching my head now. I'm like, damn, bigger and more powerful than Diddy. Who is that? Well, we know now. It's Jay-Z. This is who they have named, whose name has popped up. Details of the filings have not been shared publicly as yet, but within minutes of the new headlines reporting this heinous crime, Jay-Z released an impassioned defense as they called out the lawyers for attempting to blackmail him while also questioning the alleged victim's motive in not filing a criminal complaint. Jay-Z said, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. If y'all seen Charlemagne Breakfast Club, DJ Envy and them, they had a discussion where they're like, yo, a lot of people, you would be surprised to know how many famous people have settled out of court, not because they were guilty. They've settled out of court because they did not want the public scrutiny. The public scrutiny alone on certain things could immediately cut your income in half or dry your whole career up altogether. We've seen it all the time. We've seen many corporations pull away their sponsorship. I'm talking multi-million-dollar sponsorships from people who have been accused of stuff, not proven to have done it, just accused. So a lot of the times, a lot of these people kill it before it goes any further. So they do get caught up in blackmail. This is a reason why some of them, you know, the A-listers, they exist in a bubble. It's for their own safety. It's not like they don't want to come hug the people that support them and made them famous. But you get out here and you hug a woman like, hey, thank you so much. And she's like, I've been a fan of yours since 1994. And you're like, oh, I love you so much. Thank you for that. And next thing you know, you got a lawsuit. He hugged me and I was telling him I was a fan of his. And he put his tongue in my ear. And he squeezed my breast before he walked away. I was left stunned. Ever since that day, I haven't been able to function straight. I'm this, that, and the other. I can't sleep at night. I've had sleepless nights. I've even lost my job because sleepless nights, and I can't wake up in the morning to go to work. It's crazy. It's crazy. So instead of going through all that, they make sure they have a lot of security guards and they stay far from regular people, because regular people are always looking at these people like a meal ticket. You know, I'm going to get up close to him. I'm going to act like I'm his friend or act like I'm a fan. And then boom. No, sir. Jay-Z said, no, sir. It had the opposite effect. This shakedown, it did not make me want to cower down because of the public scrutiny and make me want to settle. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to please file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, a criminal complaint. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. These are Jay-Z's words, allegedly, right? The rapper also directed shots at the attorney, alleging that this attorney, Tony Busby, goes after deep pocket celebrities, and the attorney, who is also a former Marine, he didn't have neither honor nor dignity, because look at what he's pursuing. Jay-Z himself being a father of 3, he's saying that this weighs heavily on his children, Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir. He says, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will now have to sit down our children, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims. And we're going to have to explain, and the cruelty and the greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age, and it's unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice that are meant to destroy families and human spirits, is what he wrote. Jay-Z also flatly denied the allegations in writing. He says that I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of Brooklyn projects, and we don't play these type of games. We have a very strict code of honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. The lawsuit comes amid the racketeering charges for Diddy, which alleges that over 2 decades, Diddy has been the mastermind of a sex trafficking ring that involves drugging, kidnapping, raping women and men, and Diddy is facing criminal charges and has also been sued civilly by some of these victims or alleged victims. Jay-Z's name is in it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm waiting because I'm the kind of person that waits for proof. Now, of course, there are a lot of people, and this is something that's trending. And I noticed that this is trending among us. And I can't help to think that it comes from a place of jealousy. But I never, and I hate to make this about race, but I never see when a Asian, or let's start off with Chinese, or let's start off with a Indian, or let's start off with a Caucasian. I never see when they are accused of stuff, no matter how diabolical it is, I never see their community come out in numbers to say, your ass is guilty. You guilty. I don't care what they say. I don't need no proof. Your ass guilty. Send him to prison. Lock his ass up. Put him in the same cell you got Diddy in. I never see them do that. The only community that I'm noticing that does that is the black community. And I'm starting to think, you know how when we talk about Jamaica and we talk about people who are jealous and they would literally kill you just to see you not succeed? They don't want your blueprint because they're not going to do the work to get it, what you achieve. They just want to make sure that they don't see you driving a nice car, you living in a nice house, you being able to spend money and enjoy life and your family well put together and all that. They hate the very smile on your damn face because they're not smiling like that because they don't have nothing to smile about in their mind. You've accomplished too much, and you're not giving me any of it. So I want to see you lose everything. I think that's the mindset that majority of us go off of. Because the only people who are condemning him without asking for proof, majority is us, black people. Kaz Robinson says that's a Jamaican, I'm sorry to say. You know what, Kaz? I drew that parallel right there to show you that it's not a Jamaican, it's everybody. It's just black people, period. Whether they're Jamaican, African American, or wherever else they come from, it seems to be a typical thing among black people not to want to see other black people do too good. Yeah, I'll support. They love when you're struggling and you're hurting and you're begging. You know, please hit the like button. Please hit the thumbs up. Please help me to trend. Please, I need another subscriber to continue to grow. Please. They love that part. And then they love when you look like you are making it. So they can be like, you know, that's my support. I'm supporting him. That's why he elevating like that. But then when you graduate to a whole another level out of their reach, then they're like, damn, I want to see him fall. I'm too bossy. I'm too show off. I'm going like same shit can make patty. Yeah, I want to see him lose everything. So the first little rumors that come around about you, yep, I knew it. All along I knew it. That mother, lock his ass up, lock him up. Nobody says innocent till proven guilty. Nobody says, and another thing about this is the accuser, they're doing this as a Jane Doe or a John Doe. I think we have a right to know who is making these ghastly accusations against us. I would want to know. I would want to know. But I told y'all before, right? We live in a society where it's like this. Look, the lady who sued me for 1.5 million US dollars. I never seen that lady a day in my life. This lady claims I am the leader of this organization, and it was on my orders that I instructed police officers in Jamaica. Some of them are criminals, and they're off duty. They're in civilian clothes. They could have killed her. She's traumatized. She can't sleep at night because she keeps having these visions, remembering seeing them knocking on her car window with a gun and all these things. And it was based on my words. I'm the one that sent out the order. I still haven't seen the lady. I know what she looked like from the videos, but I've never met her in person. We've never spoken. Even when I reached out to her, she never responded. Kaz, you say that lady need help, but here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that's like that lady. They look at you and they feel like, he must make a lot of money. I think he makes a lot of money. I'm going for the money. Because, you know, I kept asking, I said, well, why didn't you sue the Gleaner in Jamaica? Why didn't you sue TVJ, CVM, any of the networks there that brought your story across the media? Why didn't you sue the Star, the Observer, any of those entities? Why you came for me? Because you thought if you sued them, you might get it in Jamaican dollars. But if you sue me, you will get it in American dollars, which is worth way more. So you came for me, knowing damn well. And I had to fight that. Now imagine your day is going by good, and all of a sudden you got to go get a lawyer to fight case. Because that's how America is set up. Anybody could file a case against you. I don't know if y'all know this. And next thing you know, and you have to defend it. And if you don't defend it, they can win by default. There's a guy who is incarcerated right now that just won $100 million from P. Diddy the other day. Because he had a story that said P. Diddy did this to him. He was chilling with P. Diddy back in the day, and they were scouting out the women, and one of the women wanted to, she was, you know, on something, and she wanted to throw down right there. And I'm, you know, I'm that kind of guy. I'm gonna go in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying, like a little porn star or something. So I start laying it on shorty right in front of everybody. And then here comes Diddy touching my ass cheek while I'm putting in work. And I jumped up and I said, yo, what you doing? And he's like, I'm saying, I'm joining in. You don't get down like this. And he like, no, I don't get down like this. So he allowed me to finish. And then I went to go have a drink. And he fixed my drink. And I passed out. And next thing I know, I woke up, he in the bed with me. This is a true story, I'm telling you. This is what he filed against Diddy. I'll read the details. And he woke up in the bed next to me and he said, I said, yo, what happened? And he's like, you know me, I'm going to get it one way or another. $100 million awarded to him because Diddy, too busy dealing with everything else, that one slipped by, wasn't able to show up in court, didn't pay it much attention. They ruled the judgment in that guy's on his behalf. Now, of course, soon as he knew about it, he got his legal team on it, and they actually got the judge to throw that out. So it was like he won 100 million and then he lost 100 million right there. But if you don't have the finances to get a legal team to jump on this real quick, help me with that, do this, people could really tarnish you. And it's only our people, man, I see making memes out of it, making jokes out of it. They're making jokes out of your demise with no proof that you did any of this stuff. But that's how we roll, right? That's how we roll. Anyways, Jay-Z has filed a countersuit, and we're going to see where this goes. I'm willing to bet that this ain't going to go too good for the accuser. My heart and my support goes out to the true victims in the world, Jay-Z said, who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes of honor. We protect the children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims that you have leveled against me, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids. This would be laughable. Had it not been for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, this would be laughable, he said. Foxy Aaliyah, the first son's mother, allegedly. See, RR123, you keep saying, okay, so let me help you out, right? So Foxy already came and said she don't know why people keep making that up or keep saying that because she never told nobody that. And I'm still waiting for the people who keep saying Foxy Brown said to show me the video where Foxy said, because I could show you the video where Foxy said, stop using my name to try to bring down a friend of mine because I don't support it. That's one. Aaliyah, that's another story. We've seen Aaliyah hugged up with Jay-Z in pictures just as much as we've seen her hugged up with a bunch of other celebrity men in pictures. Aaliyah and Jay-Z were never a couple that was known publicly. We know about Dame Dash. We know about R. Kelly. We know by the time she got with Dame Dash, she was off age legally, but she was with R. Kelly first. R. Kelly wifed her illegally. So, of course, she was in the industry. She was taking pictures. She was at events. But that's not what he's on trial for, though. And me being able to, like, argue away those two is not showing a pattern. And then the first son's mother, allegedly. What first son? What first son? What first son's mother? See, a lot of people who make these allegations, right? I'm not trying to be Jay-Z's lawyer, but I'm saying a lot of people who make these allegations, they hear stuff from somewhere else and they run with the stuff they heard from somewhere else about this person. But they themselves they never did no proper research and they don't have any proper proof. That's a bad quality to have as a person. Because I could go around the internet all day and scrape up bad news on everybody. But how do I look putting it out like it's real and I have proof of it when I don't? I don't like when that's done to me. So I wouldn't do it to somebody else. The Trini model. Allegedly. Yeah. And y'all going to be using the word allegedly for a long time. Y'all going to be using the word allegedly for a long time. You know, conspiracy theory, I guess the higher you go up the ladder is the more these stories will. I don't know. Actually, I don't know anybody who's not top tier, who's not surrounded by these types of stories. And people seem to like, the higher you go, it's like something that comes with it. The one in Brooklyn who he won't take the test. SouFlo, aren't you the one who said many of times that the hood knows? Man, the hood don't know shit. The hood be acting like they know. The hood know some things, but the hood ain't solid on everything. And the hood is filled with a lot of he said, she said, Keisha said, Kerry said. The hood is full of a lot of misinformation and ignorant people. And we know this to be true. Yeah. So the hood knows something. That don't mean that's my child. How many times have we seen? Listen, I used to watch Maury a lot. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a man. I'm in my damn living room going, oh, that's definitely his. Yo, the judge, they should put you under the jail. You saying that's not your baby. That baby look just like you. The baby got your nose, your mouth, your eyes. That baby got everything for that man. Wicked boy. That's your baby. And the woman over there talking about, that is your baby. I'm saying that's his baby too. I'm riding with her. And Maury comes out and goes, you are not the father. Oh, man. Well, the story about Jay-Z and the DNA test, it goes way deeper than that. It's not just about him not wanting to take the DNA test. It goes way deeper than that. And I think you'll have to revisit that. And I don't want to do myself an injustice by guessing or trying to remember. But I did a thorough research when I did that story. So you would have to go visit that story back and go back to why I say it's deeper than just him taking a DNA test. Right? Now imagine this, right? Imagine suddenly I'm into a whole lot of money. And suddenly 50 women show up. I got SouFlo's baby. Yeah, when he used to go on trips without Shakira, me and him used to be hooking up and this, that, and the other. So I must run out and DNA test myself for every woman that accuses me of being with her and fathering a child by her without anybody saying, yo, this is a money grab. And these women are so shameless because they'll try it all the way up to the point where the test actually says he is not the father. And then they'll just go, oh, okay, bye. Nobody goes, damn, I feel so ashamed. You know, I was trying to get a little bit of money. I didn't know. They're just like, okay. Why those ladies used to run off the stage and roll on the floor, LOL, when they found out that the baby was not his. Yeah, I put it on my life. I put it on my mama life. He the only person I've been with, Mari. That's how I know it's his. Them convincing there, you know. He the only person I've been with, Mari. That's how I know it's his. I seen one woman brought about 5 men on Mari's show. 5. And I think about around the 5th man. One time she brought 2 one time. And then she came 3 more times after that. Go look it up. She brought about 5 men. Mari said eventually, he said, listen, I could keep on testing these guys that as long as you keep bringing them. But I want you to really be honest with yourself. Because the first one, I swear to God, Mari, it's his. Mari, I can't stand him, Mari. Look at her eyes. Look at her nose. Look at her toes. You are not the father. She brought 2 more. Matter of fact, she didn't even say sorry to him or nothing. When Mari said he's not the father, she was like, okay then. All right. I know who it is. Ain't no sweat. I know who it is. Mari was like, okay, since you know who it is, are you absolutely sure? She said, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Bring him. She showed up with 2 guys. She said if it wasn't him, it's got to be him. You are not the father. You are not the father. That's 3 out the way. More. Now, the only thing I was thinking in that space of time is this, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, but when you are ovulating to the point where then, okay, it's possible to be pregnant within that space of time, that window, you know, isn't that a limited amount of time to be testing 5, 6 men? So all this shows me is all this good girl act she was putting up. She tested 6 men and 5 men, and none of them were the daddy. I think personally, oh no, I'm lying. She tested 5, 6, whatever, and then at the end of it, she told Mari that she don't know. She said, I honestly do not know. I was drunk. I was drinking a lot around that time, and yes, I was having promiscuous intercourse with multiple men. I don't know, but I thought I knew who the possibilities of who it could be. Are your daddy, right? RR123. In what all the man foot you have? That's how them Jamaican girl they stitch the jacket and give it. Yeah, she cut that out and stitch the jacket. No seamstress better than a Jamaican woman. When she done stitch the jacket there and give you, say, all your mother say I feel. Hey boy, go pick up my grand picnic and carry her come. Hey boy, go pick up my grand pick. Where's my grandbaby? Get my grandbaby and bring her over here. You know, see how the girl pretty. You know, see how she have all your nose and your mouth and everything. This is your own mother, you know. And the baby, I know for you. Trini Elbay said she was flinging front like rain. Go pick up my grandbaby car, come. The wicked girl over there. I know him pick me, you know, a John pick me, but all the mother love have to pick me, my friend. Yeah, so we are go over there for Thanksgiving dinner. You should have seen me up in an in-law house. Yeah. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey, SouFLo.
Yeah, family. What on?
Big up. You know, so I'm not no youth, you know, SouFLo, but let me tell you, you see that game there with when them toast the people look like yours. It's a very dangerous thing because the more people repeat it and you look on a child,
is the more you see it.
Yeah.
And then that me I tell us me over here, I agree with the woman. Me I say she is right. You call cut off king. Me I say she is right. They pick me have all him nose, all him mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, cut off.
Bro, John again. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, so you know, me see it in the Jamaican culture where it's across the country where you know you have a community, right?
where a girl, she would sleep around with different or multiple men, and she have a child, but she cannot even choose where the child really and truly come from, like who's the father really and truly. You get me? I said,
right.
And sometimes who they know is the father, they're not in favor of that individual being the father because they probably have something against him, right? So they pin it on the next man with them know so them sleep with. And you know, enough man probably didn't even want to take the time of day for go do a DNA test or whatever the case is, because in Jamaica sometimes people even believe that them type of thing there, you know. It's not something that we kind of enforce within the society. So as I said, the girl of the child, and she had to her mother say, yeah man, I must do a child. And as I said, yeah man, go pick up my grand picnic.
Yeah, mommy, I tell you if you go pick up our grand picnic.
You bring picnic and I say, no, most of the money, curve and big like see no money. And you're looking at you and say, and in your mind, you know, just, you look on yourself and say, my nose big too, you know. And look on the thing and say, your money knows it big too, but he knows really and truly big enough. But still people are telling you nose big.
So much people are telling us what they do.
You get me? I say,
yeah.
So yeah, it's a detriment to the society in terms of like the whole thing, you know. I remember them read a lot of articles over the years that Jamaica we have some of the most traffic people, you know.
Yeah.
And I've seen you have to resonate with people.
Jamaica carries the #1 spot in the region, my friend.
Yeah, and I've seen where you have done videos where somebody has migrated, for example, and when it comes time to migrate, I realize that that's not the father. You get me?
Right. Multiple cases.
And that person has been fathering the child for multiple years. And then when it comes time to kind of put things to paper, it's a whole different story.
But I how the woman brave. I how the woman them brave, because you know that the DNA test that, okay, the man fly down from foreign, him say, I file for him, youth them, him ready to carry them go foreign. You say, go on with your daddy. And you tell your friend them, say, you know, say, him will carry John's son go foreign, go raise him, you know. And only through him things say a fee, you know, but me not say nothing. And then pray and hope that the DNA test actually says it's his, knowing damn well so that DNA test they are going to tell the man say enough him. But they go all the way to the extent. You see, if I was a woman and me did that, me just say, yo, let me pick me at Jamaica. Me no want you carry him go foreign. Just keep on sending the barrel them and sending the little money and thing and take care of it. And when you come here, you know we'll take care of you too and make you feel good. But nobody carry him go foreign. Because me wouldn't, you would have know already say your jig is up.
Yeah, definitely, you know. And I feel like sometimes these individuals, you know, so picking them up, but when you have more people kind of reinforcing that belief that it is yours.
Sometimes the man them have a doubt.
Yeah, you know, subconsciously things kind of get the best of you. Get me? I say,
yeah.
Because on a conscious level, maybe you can you meant it, but subconsciously when people kind of repeat things to you after a period of time,
it starts to sound like it's true. Yes.
Yeah. The last thing more from, I don't know if you talk about Daniel Penny thing. Did you talk about that?
No, but I'm about to.
Oh, let me just make a point, SouFlo.
Yeah.
You know, living in New York, I think a lot of New Yorkers are frustrated. And I think you have a good amount of them that is taking the side of Daniel Penny. The reason being, you have a lot of these repeat offenders, SouFlo, who them rap sheet, you know, longer than whatever the case is, right? I arrested 42 times, 50, 60 times. And what I often find is that these individuals, right? Like the guy who passed away due to Daniel Penny, when they have these rap sheets, eventually it ends up that they kill someone, right? So the prosecutors in New York, them arrest these people on multiple occasions for small offenses, and then eventually, especially on the subway system, they eventually go on to harm people, which kind of leads to them dying. You know, whether they shove them in the train incoming or whether they stop them or whatever. And I take the trains on multiple occasions. I've never had bad experiences before, right? But I can see where people take the side of Daniel Penny in terms of they'll probably have to believe that this guy the guy that died would probably go on to kill somebody or harm someone that would be a huge detriment to that person, you know? So yeah, that's my point anyway. In terms of him being guilty or not guilty,
I'm not gonna go right into it right now since you started.
Yeah.
All right, management brother. All right, so check it. Let's close off the Jay-Z stuff like this. I, for one, don't believe it because I actually read the case files and I read the information of how the alleged. It makes no sense to me. And like he said in his own response, had it not been for the part of it where, you know, this is harm that was caused to a child, everything else about it is laughable. It's literally laughable. But, you know, Jay-Z will take care of himself over on that end. Now, Moving right along to, and black folks, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop, because ain't nobody criminalizing their own for you. So I don't know why you always run out and try to criminalize your own for anybody else approval, even without a case, even without a day in court, even without proof, nothing. Ain't nobody throwing away, cutting off the heads of theirs for you. So I don't know why you keep doing it to yours to please anybody else. Over here now, we have another case, right, where there was a Daniel Penny. I'm going to keep this one really short. These are one of the ones we're going to keep really short. So Daniel Penny, like the caller was expressing just now, the caller believes that a lot of New Yorkers who take the train are frustrated because when they get on the train, they normally see all these vagrants and people out of their mind acting a certain way, doing certain things, and they're tired of it. So for Daniel Penny to do what he did, for them it's like, he got rid of one of those types of people. The subway is much safer. New York, a jury finds Daniel Penny not guilty at New York City subway chokehold trial. So what happened here is Daniel Penny, being a former Marine, he was charged with second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide in the death of a young man whose name was Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely was someone who was artistic, not autistic, artistic, A-R-T, artistic, painting, drawing, dancing, singing. That was his thing. So he would go on the subway and he would dance and sing, and people loved it. And when his mind was okay, he would be clean. There are lots of videos out there of him dressed clean, dancing in Times Square. You know, people do this a lot. If you've been to New York, or if you lived in New York, you will know that people even pay their rent by doing this, playing a guitar on a subway or dancing at a certain spot, and people put money down at their feet or whatever. But this brother actually suffered from mental health issues. So there were times when he would go into a manic episode, right? Right. Okay. Now, here comes Daniel Penny, Daniel Penny chokehold him. He got on. Let me read the story to you as it goes. So a Manhattan jury has acquitted Daniel Penny in the subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely at the end of a week-long trial that sparked a fierce debate about whether the defendant was, as they put it, a vigilante or a hero. Penny is 26 years old. He's a former Marine who is white. You know, they had to put former Marine in there because a lot of people kind of lean towards you once you hear them say something like he's a former Marine or he's a former U.S. Army soldier or they lean that direction anyways, right? So he's a former Marine and he was acquitted in this. So he's 26 years old, former Marine, he's white, and he was charged in the death of Neely, who's 30 years old, a unhoused black man. In other words, he was homeless, they say, which occurred at a New York City subway train last year. Penny held Neely in a lethal chokehold, and Neely struggled to breathe. And Neely let him know that he was not, I'm losing consciousness, I can't breathe, all of the above, and he kept squeezing his neck. He kept holding him there until he was lifeless. Penny was charged with second-degree manslaughter and criminal negligent homicide following Neely's killing, which received widespread attention. Immediately, I saw this case split like the O.J. Simpson trial. If you were back in the day when the O.J. Simpson trial was up and running, it literally divided whites over here, blacks over there. This case did about the same thing. On Friday, the jury in the case, over time, it kind of won over other people back to the other side. But over time, the jury in this case said that it had been unable to reach a verdict on a charge of manslaughter. For more than 2 days of deliberation, the judge, Maxwell Wiley, dismissed the charge and directed the panel to consider a lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide. Penny was then acquitted of the lesser charge after 2 hours of deliberation on Monday. 2 hours. In the courtroom, there was a burst of applause from Penny's legal team and the defendant was hustled out of the courtroom through a side door. But Neely's supporters audibly lamented the outcome, including some of them who were openly, visibly crying. Either earlier Monday, Penny's defense team said that they were concerned about protests outside of the Lower Manhattan Criminal Court, claiming that jurors were able to hear chants of subway strangler and murderer as they deliberated. Now, Wiley, the judge, said that there were protesters from both sides of the situation. Penny's acquittal is a significant blow to the reputation of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who brought charges against him as protests over Neely's killing mounted. Penny, 26, accused of placing Neely in a chokehold as Neely acted erratically on the F train in Soho on the 1st of May 2023. Neely, who was 30 years old, a street artist, and a Michael Jackson impersonator, he entered the New York subway car on May of 2023. Witnesses said that he began yelling at the passengers that I'm hungry and I'm thirsty, and I don't care if I live or die. Penny then caught Neely from behind in a chokehold, restrained him, brought him to the ground, and held him in that chokehold. Neely lost consciousness during that struggle, and he later died in a hospital. The incident was captured on video by other subway riders. He later told the police that he just wanted to keep him away from getting to people. And he described Neely as a crackhead who was acting like a lunatic. He wasn't a crackhead. He wasn't on drugs. Prosecutors argued in court that Penny's actions were reckless and that he consciously disregarded the substantial risk of putting Neely in the chokehold for such a long period of time. They argued that Penny's use of lethal force should be considered unjustifiable. Well, we know what the outcome is, right? During the trial, jurors heard from more than 40 witnesses, including passengers who recounted that Neely had shouted that he was willing to die and he was willing to go to jail, and someone is going to die today. Another woman on a subway train said that she feared for her life after hearing Neely's satanic rant. But no witness claimed that Neely physically touched anybody or even launched at any specific person. He was just on the subway being loud. All right, here's my take on this. What's done is done, okay? Daniel Penny is found not guilty, just like I thought he would be. I saw it coming because of the way they set this up. I lived in New York for 7 years. And the 7 years that I lived in New York for, I rode the subway a whole lot. And when I rode the subway a whole lot, I saw a lot of shit on the subway. New Yorkers noticed. Hey, this morning, as I was thinking about writing these headlines down, what to discuss today, I've been on the subway before and seen a man, a white man, in the corner, right? Brawling in front of everybody, just pull out his Johnson and just start beating it. Oh, and bust off, pah, and start flashing that shit like this. Everybody is running. We all running to the other car on the subway. You know what the cars them join up on the subway and you trying to get through to get to the other car because you in the ground and you moving. Man, I seen all kinds of stuff on the subway. Here's my thing, right? I seen a lot of white people on the subway doing crazy stuff. Can I use the word shit? Doing crazy shit. Nobody ever grabbed them, put them in a chokehold, suffocate them to death. Nans, a lot. Nobody did nothing to them. People would rather move out of the way, run from them. You notice in this trial, nobody was able to say that this man launched at anybody, motioned like he was gonna go for anybody. This man just walked up behind him, put him in a chokehold. Loud ass black man, shut the fuck up, put him in a chokehold and choked him to death. That was wicked. That was wicked. I don't have to ask people about the subway. I'm not here asking nobody, you ever rode on a subway in New York? Because I never did. You ever seen anything crazy? Because I never have. I had 7 years of it. 7 years of it. And I've seen all types of, I've seen people having brawling sex on the subway just going. They look at everybody else is there. People are like, what the? I've seen all kinds of stuff on the subway. All kinds of stuff on the subway. People get on the subway and they get right in front of you and be like, what? You know what I'm saying? What? Some of them are on crack. Some of them losing their minds. And it's a lot of white ones. And nobody of color ever get up and put them in a chokehold. Nobody of color ever hurt them. You just know that this person, look how they look. This is what they on. You cautious. You move out the way. You let them go. I say this to say this. And again, I hate to make this about color, but this is absolutely what it is. Because if you flip this around, had this been a white person, came on a subway, was having a manic episode because he has mental issues, just like it came out in court that this man had mental issues and he would sometimes go off his meds, but he wouldn't hurt anybody. Had it been the other way around and a black man just grabbed him from behind, put him in a chokehold and choked him to death, even though he never launched at anybody, he never tried to get at anybody, he wasn't trying to harm anyone, your ass would have been going to prison. Your ass would have been going to prison. That's the different place where they put you inside of the prison. You would have been going to prison. But it is what it is. You know, he killed the black man, and it was a black man who was known as, he wasn't anybody as in anybody. He's not connected to anybody who has power. He's not anybody who has a, and I don't want to hear about his long rap sheet of this and that and whatever. I don't want to hear about none of that, because that's the first thing they do all the time. And it doesn't apply to this. The 40 people that testified as eyewitnesses, some of them feared for my life. How you feared for your life? How you feared for your life? Do you know, right? You a licensed firearm. I could speak for the state of Florida. You a licensed firearm holder. And I did this before to the audience. You a licensed firearm holder. You got that gun on you. Remember I told y'all I went to the gun safety class and the instructor said, he set up a scenario. He said, okay, so you just pulled into your driveway. You opened the trunk of your car. You took out 2 bags of groceries. You're going into the house. Your neighbor runs across your lawn, is in your face, in your driveway. Your fucking dog keeps shitting on my grass. I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. I hate this shit. Clean up your own fucking dog shit, blah, blah, blah. Do you have the right to pull your gun and use it on him? I said, hell yeah. He right here. I'm not waiting for him to hurt me. Why he come over here? He could have said all that from way over there. He has invaded my space of safety. He is right upon me. The instructor said, you're going to prison. He said, you are going to prison. You see the scenario I just drew? I still wouldn't have grounds in a court of law to say my life was in imminent danger. They're going to ask, did he have a weapon in his hand? Did you see him lift his shirt, show you like the handle of a gun, or he had a blade in his pocket he was reaching for or something? Nah, he was just there just talking. So you go inside and you call the police, or you drop your bags and you back up from him and you call 911. That's what you do. You don't pull out your gun because you have one and shoot him to death. Just like this. He just jumped on the man's back, strangled him to death. And people in there talking about they feared for their lives. You feared for your life because somebody was being loud in New York? On the subway? Wow. It only works one way. So good luck to him. You know, Daniel Penny knows that he killed that man. And Jordan nearly died unnecessarily. And the only reason you got away with it is because you're in the skin to win. That's the honest truth. That's the God honest truth. He is in the skin to win. That's why he got away with that. It's sad to see. You know, people on social media making comments like, oh, please, I don't want to hear shit from his family because if his family cared about him, he wouldn't have been on the subway. When you have family members that have issues, I don't know of any law that allows you to chain them to the inside of the house. He's 30 years old. Has a right to be outside. And his family keeps saying he wasn't homeless. He just liked being on the street performing. And sometimes when his head goes off, live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
Hey, SouFLo, let me just start again, right, before I end the show.
Keep it short for me, bro.
Yeah, as I expressed before, right? I think for a lot of people, and I've even seen black people on TikTok and different platforms kind of side with Daniel Penny. And I think the reason being is SouFLo is once again it's the rap sheet of these individuals, right?
No, but what I'm trying to say, black people be siding with them because that's what they do.
No. Because
that's what they do.
If you look at the history of the New York subway, especially in recent times, right? You have so many individuals who have been arrested for minor offenses, and then it eventually morphs into them harming someone to the extent where they die, whether they shove them in a subway.
Each situation is different, bro. You already said all that. I don't need you to repeat it. Each situation is different. So you can't judge somebody by somebody else's deeds and actions.
But I'm saying
the guy wasn't hurting anybody, and he wasn't a threat to anybody.
I'm saying when these individuals have this enormous rap sheet, so it eventually morphs into a breaking point.
You keep repeating
so
that.
I'm not saying in this moment the guy was doing that, right? But I'm saying I feel like that's the reason as to why many people side with Daniel. So I'm not saying in this scenario, Meaning was harming anybody or he was going to harm anybody, but I'm just showing you how people look at it is that, you know what, he has been arrested so many times.
We can't speak for people, man. I have my idea of why people sided with Daniel Penny, and you have your idea, but our ideas will never be what it is, why they actually sided. The truth of the matter is, majority of the white people that sided with him would have never wanted to see him go to prison over killing a black man who is virtually a nobody. And not only that, that's what I just said to the audience too. Black people, stop thinking that others will cut the head off their own for you, because they never will. But this is what we do, just like in the election. But this is what we do. We jump ship real quick and be on the other side real quick against our own. Real quick.
Well, in terms of your point about them not wanting him to go to prison just because he killed a black man, I definitely agree with you in that sense. But I'm just trying to show you the other side of the coin where, you know, people would have sided him based on the fact that they kind of reach a point where
they didn't reach no point, bro. They didn't reach no point. They never reached no point. The guy was not a threat. That part. He was not a threat.
Also, in terms of fearing, I've been on the subway before where I remember one particular scenario where somebody was sitting in front of me.
That's not this case, though.
No.
Say I'll cut you off. That's not this case, though.
No, I'm not talking about this guy. I'm sharing a story with you in terms of.
But you're gonna use your story to judge this case, and that's not this case.
I'm not judging Neil. I'm saying in terms of fear of life, right? In terms of those witnesses said the fear for the life. I remember one particular occasion where this guy was in front of a black guy, and you know he was expressing that he would have stabbed up everybody or whatever. No, I never see a knife or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I was sitting directly in front of him, so my train stop was like a couple stops up. And me just couldn't wait to get off of the train. I wouldn't say I did fear for my life, but when somebody kind of express them type of thing, that then, you know, me I'm a bad man, so me kind of catch me afraid. You know what I mean?
Every New Yorker have that moment. Yeah. So every single person who has ridden the New York subway at one point or another has that moment where some shit went down inside of that train while it was moving, where you felt like, oh damn, like something might go down or I might get harmed.
Yeah, so wouldn't you say that's like fearing for your safety or whatever the case is?
I wouldn't say it required killing somebody. It didn't
Well,
require killing somebody.
In this case, I think it should have been on a manslaughter charge in terms of being a former Marine, use of force. Listen, if you want to subdue the guy until the authorities come, fair enough. But you have to also make a judgment in terms of your use of force. So I think it should have probably been manslaughter for this individual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how about this, right? How about the next time a white person get up on the subway and start making noise and make people feel threatened? How about a black dude jump up there and choke him out? And I want to see what the outcome is going to be in the court of law. Because I'm telling you right now that I think in the court of law that it would be the other way around. He would be convicted.
Well, I knew you script, so I'm not thinking Daniel Trini was a unique case in terms of him jumping up and doing something. You know, say New Yorkers never just jump up and do something, especially black people, you know what I mean? So I'm not encouraging them to go do it and set them, put themselves in trouble. But I get your point in terms of white people.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want anybody to do it. I'm not saying I want to see anything like that happen. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, or just supposing then, if it was to flip, I would want to see what would happen. I'm not saying I literally want to see it happen.
Yeah, I get the point in that case. And I think as well, SouFlo, in terms of them flipping it, them would have said, oh, you have mental problems, you know, why you do that, you should have called the police and one bag of pussy. So I get your point in terms of if a black individual did that, I understand how they would have flipped the case and, you know, probably you would have been in prison if it was a black individual.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Manas. Yeah, I'm gonna end that one by saying this, right? He could have been alive. Jordan Neely should have been alive. Jordan Neely was not a threat. 40 people testified, and not one of them, even the ones who testified that I feared for my life, when asked, how do you fear for your life? Just like the gun safety class I went to and the scenarios the instructors gave us, and I shared them with this audience. The man said, I'm going to prison. I'm under the impression that this guy run across my lawn, ran upon me. He's invaded my safety, my space. He could do anything to me right now. He said, you're going to prison. Was your life in imminent danger? Meaning, was he about to harm you or maim you in a way where you would be permanently disfigured, disabled, or dead? No, he was angry about your cat or your dog doodling on his lawn, and he was loud. And that's it. So how come that don't apply in cases like these? It only applies when it's a certain person. And again, you know, Daniel Penny was in the skin to win. Take it however you want to take it. Moving right along. Let's do a short one about this pet. I don't know why. A family dog kills a 5-year-old California girl in the backyard. The rest of you who want to actually see the footage of the dog being walked out the house and all the other pictures of the family and the girl and all these other things, just go Google family dog kills 5-year-old California girl in backyard. I can't show you the footages. I don't want to show you the footages, but I just want to say this. You know, I used to have dogs, right? And for those of you who've been with me long enough, you remember when I had my little dogs. When I got them, they were so small, they used to get lost in the house. Like they would hide under the bed and we couldn't find them. And I remember one of our friends came over to the house and she said, "Oh, what breed are those? They real cute, but what breed are those?" And when I told her the breed, she said, "You got small kids. And those dogs right there, they're going to outgrow your kids by far really quick. So you're going to have some big ass dogs around your little children." I'm talking about 2 years. The people who I got the dogs from, they said my male was supposed to grow up to 100 pounds and my female was supposed to grow up to 120 pounds or 110 pounds. So said, so done. In a space of 2 years, them dogs went from being so small that they could hide under my bed to where they became 110 pounds and 120 pounds. I used to have these dogs on chains, right? And when I go out running, I used to run like really long distance through the woods. And the dogs were my friends for running. And them dogs would drag me. And it was hard for me to even pull back and keep control of them. They were really nice to have because they grew with my kids. So they would be super protective of my kids. Like if we went anywhere, people couldn't really get too close to my kids. In the nighttime, I would let them in the house. One would sleep at the back door entrance to my house. One would sleep at the front door entrance to my house. And I'm like, nobody told the dogs to do this. They just did that. So I was loving that aspect of it, right? Plus the dogs were helping me with decompressing from military life and what I had experienced and getting back into being a civilian and stuff like that. So they were like therapy to me. When I lost those dogs, because I had to give them up. And when I lost them, man, when I returned them, when I gave them up, I pulled over on the side of the highway. I'm talking about I-95 South. Anybody who's from Florida know I-95 South. Busy. Big old 10 lane highway. I pulled over on the highway. I bawled like a baby. Like somebody took away one of my actual children. Had to gather myself after like 10, 15 minutes of bawling. I said, yo, you having a friggin' mental breakdown and you can't stop crying. I'm talking to myself over dogs. So I said to myself, I will never have dogs again because I never knew that I could love dogs that much. Now, with that said, I was planning on giving up the dang dogs anyways. I was planning on giving up the dogs anyways because I'm playing with the dogs one day, right? I'm sitting on my back porch and Princess and Kojo were their names. And I remember the male dog, Kojo, he just kept looking at me like this. Lulu Ridges says, that was you? The male dog kept looking at me like this. So we locked in. And I'm staring at him and I'm like, hi, Kojo. And I went to pet his head and he was like this and flashed me off, right? Never done this before. So, and he just staring at me. Now, when the dog starts staring at you and start twist his head like this and go back like this, I felt every hair on my body stand up. And then the dog started going. It was like a low growl, like some demon from pit of hell kind of growl. And staring at me like this, I said, I gotta get rid of this dog. About a day or 2 days after that, my kids outside in the backyard playing. My kids who are now 16 and 17, they were 6 and 7 then. The female dog jumped on Jaden, knocked him down to the ground. And the male dog jumped on him too, because dogs move in packs. So if they see one of them like one attack something, the other one don't ask questions, the other one attacks too. So I'm learning these dogs and I said, oh shit, this is what she said. Remember, the dogs are going to be way bigger than your kids in like quick. I ended up having to get rid of those dogs. This young girl that the dogs killed, a 5-year-old girl killed by 2 of her family dogs, and another person was injured in California on Sunday, according to local media. The dogs are a 10-year-old Rottweiler and a 6-year-old Rottweiler mixed. Mines were Pit Bull mixed with Rottweiler. These dogs that killed her are Rottweiler and Rottweiler mixed. Mines were Pit Bulls mixed with Rottweilers. They were friggin' big. No, lie. I don't want to tell a lie. They were golden retrievers. Mixed Pit Bull and Retriever mixed was what I had. Because I don't want, you see me? I'm a person of integrity, right? And I don't want the people who actually got me those dogs or even my kids to be watching this and be like, my dad lie as hell. Them dogs were damn, they weren't no Rottweiler mix. They weren't. They were Pit Bull mixed with Golden Retriever. Retrievers are big. So they grew pretty big, right? They're a bully breed set of dogs. Their dogs, Rottweilers. Rottweilers, same thing. Vibes Cartel just got 2 Rottweiler puppies. Now, if you tune into his videos and see them up at his house, you'll see how huge they are. Those are babies. So the incident happened around 12:05 p.m. Sunday in Covina, part of Los Angeles County. Luz Garcia, a spokesperson for the Los Angeles Fire Department, confirmed on Monday afternoon. The victim who died was a 5-year-old girl who had grown up around these dogs. Lieutenant Steve DeJong of the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department confirmed to USA Today on Monday afternoon she grew up with these dogs. She was in the backyard. She was spending time with her father. Daddy is there. The dogs are playing. These are her dogs they grew up with. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, attacked. Someone then made what's called a vicious animal call to 911 as the family tried to help this little girl while the dogs were attacking her. Emergency responders arrived at 12:15. They took 2 patients to the hospital, and the girl later died from her injuries. Imagine being a father, right? And watching your dogs maul your 5-year-old to death in front of you. According to DeJong, there were 4 dogs in that home altogether, but only 2 were involved in that attack. There has been no prior incident with the dogs except for this time. No warning signs, no nothing. The dogs were described as family pets. The child has had contact with those dogs her entire life. He added that the authorities did not suspect any foul play and that he does not anticipate anyone is going to be charged. They said that the family is 100% cooperative with them, and of course, they're going through their grieving. All 4 of the dogs were taken into custody, including the 2 who were involved in the attack, and they will have to decide at the Animal Care and Control what they will do to the dogs. Are they going to euthanize them, put them down, or are they going to keep the dogs and rehabilitate them, or whatever the case may be? All 4 dogs have been impounded, and the sad part is they said that the dad got in the car and drove it over his girl, over his daughter, to try to get the dogs off her. Apparently, he was trying already himself, or he was afraid of trying because the dogs turned different and he didn't want to get bit up, or he tried and got bit up. The story didn't say, but there was a part of the story that said he actually rolled the vehicle over her to try to get the dogs off of her. And it did not help. They were already locked in. I'm going to say this. Y'all got to be careful with them dogs. You know, I see people with their dogs. There was this black girl on social media that had this big old dog. The dog head was way bigger than hers. The dog will come up into her face and long fangs for teeth. And the dog is in her face going, "Arr, arr, arr." I don't know if y'all seen the video. It went viral. And she over there talking about, she backing up and she going, "Stop. Stop. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared, y'all. I think I'm going to have to get rid of him. Stop. I'm not playing no games like that with no animals. And I'm definitely not having no dogs around my kids. So whatever happened to my dogs back then, maybe that was the universe aligning me for me to be able to raise these 2 babies that I have now without me having this love for big dogs. Because if I hadn't lost those dogs, they would probably still be around right now with Melania and Kai. And who's to say what could happen and go wrong? I've seen dogs attack all the time. People who love dogs, they're going to tell you, nah, it's not normal. Something was wrong. She did something to trigger them. This, that, and the other. I don't give a damn. A dog is an animal. And it's some part of them that will always remain an animal. So when their true instincts kick in past your domestication, your babies start looking like a rag doll for them, or even food. RR123 says, that's why I don't have dogs. I have neighbors talking about he or she won't bite. My answer, they got rubber teeth. Exactly. They in Florida here, boy, they be letting go the dog running up to you. They like, oh, don't worry. She's friendly. She just wants to play. You better move your dog before I kill it. Because my hand already in the bag. I'm about to shoot through the bag. I'm not taking no dog bite. And don't think that everybody loves your dog. And don't think that your dog likes everybody. Because they don't. Humans trip me out, man. Humans be taking these animals, domesticating them, and then think that the animal likes everybody. The animal might be triggered because they never been around a black person before, and I'm black. The animal might be triggered because I'm wearing a red shirt that has a smell on it because I just came from around my daughter, and my daughter has a cat. And the dog done smelled the cat on me. The animal might be triggered for a million different reasons. You over there making excuses for your dog. I'm not waiting for you to make no damn excuses for your dog. And I'm definitely not having no big ass dogs around my children. I see people do it all the time. I'm just waiting for like the disastrous moment and hoping it doesn't happen. You know? Dog owners say he doesn't bite. I asked if he doesn't have teeth. Yeah, the only dog that doesn't bite is a dog that's toothless, right? And even that dog bites. It just won't have the same impact because it ain't got no teeth. All dogs bite. And you don't know when they're going to bite. Charlotte Slaw says situations like this led to banning in Miami. A loose pit bull was by my mom, and the neighbor's daughter had to scale a car and sit on the roof. That happened to me before in Miami. I was such a wimp. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna make no story up to make myself look good. I was a little boy. I was coming from school. This was in Miami. I was so scared. I put my sister in front of me. I was so shocked and afraid. Hey, we passed in this house, right? And the house has a long fence. And behind the fence are, you know, this is a classical YouTube moment or a viral moment. Dogs behind the fence, right? So we at one end of the fence. I'm drawing my hand on the fence. My sister over there, we talking about little kids coming from school. The dogs kept following us on the fence, right? Why the rotted dog them reach a part of the fence where the fence was just open? And it's like they saw the open and we saw the open at the same time. It wasn't no more because we riled the dogs up already. The dog then bust through the place, and after us, I run up on somebody's front porch, and I'm trying to climb like a banister. You know, in them veranda they have like two. I'm trying to climb one of those, and I couldn't get to climb it. I fell off of it. My sister trying to climb up too. I jumped down. I grabbed my sister. I dropped my sister in front of me. I have my sister like this. I was so scared. But yeah, some punky thing to do, but I did it. I did it. Yeah, self-preservation kicked in. I was like, it's either you or me. I wasn't brave back then. I wasn't brave. I'll tell you the truth. The Buffalo Soldier Rest says, I can't see the timestamp yet, but I'll rewind back to the portion about the dogs to share with a few people I know. All right. Yeah. If you know anybody out there who got them dogs, please tell them that dogs are dogs. Okay? And those dogs are definitely going to be dogging. You don't want them dogging on you or your small children. I've seen too many owners get nyammed by their own dogs, and dog lovers won't accept it. Dog lovers will tell you that you did something to the dog when you didn't do a damn thing to the dog. The dog just decided to be dog today instead of being family pet today. Yo. Moving on to the next story. Remember yesterday when we did that story about the robbery? And I said you have a group of friends around you and not one of them could make sense to tell you not to do this. So these guys in Clarendon, Jamaica, they went to go try to rob the Dragon Home Wholesale and Supermarket in Spalding's, Clarendon. And then they got corralled by quick responding units of Jamaica Constabulary Force, or JDF. A report by Nationwide Monday evening says a member of the JDF was arrested after he showed up at the scene where the standoff was, begging the law enforcement officials not to kill his sibling. The guys got scared. They were inside of the building. They went live on TikTok, and they were telling the people on TikTok, don't make we dead. Don't make them kill we. Please, officer, lock we up. Don't make them kill we. Another one said, boy, I never think we would have reached us up. You know, they were begging for their lives after they tried to rob the place and it didn't work out. And allegedly, there was also a shootout. Now, I guess when the JDF officer saw the live on TikTok, his brother went live, he realized his brother was one of the robbers or would-be robbers. So he drives down to the scene of the crime. And he starts trying to tell the police officers, begging them, please don't kill my sibling. As per the source of the information, the JDF member who was arrested is the brother of one of the 4 men who tried to rob the business establishment. The law enforcer's name and rank, or the lawman, the JDF soldiers, his name and his rank are yet to have been revealed to the public. The JDF member is expected to be charged pretty soon. I don't know what they're going to charge him with. I mean, anybody would have run down there. I'm surprised if his mom was close by, she probably would have ran down there too and said, please not kill my son, please. Me see him, him dep on TikTok I beg. You know, him get shot already. See that? Him see him that, so him nah do nothing, him a beg you no. Him a beg me, a beg you no, please not kill him. So I don't know what they're gonna charge him with. Unless he was obstructing justice. Was he standing in the way, line of their fire, and they're telling him move out of the way in case them call them shoot after we already. So if them start shoot again, we can shoot back, move out the way. If he was obstructing like that, then he might get charged. But begging them not to kill his sibling, I don't think they're going to charge him with anything. Notably, the TikTok stream on Sunday, one of the suspects mentioned that he has a brother who is a law enforcer while he was on live trying to beg them not to kill them. 4 weapons were seized. They pointed out why the weapon them, like I said yesterday, the weapons were Chris. Some big old high power gun, you know. Them need to look into one where say him have brother. Somebody said them need to look into the one where say him have a brother where a police and soldier. You see how the gun them Chris? Did he have something to do with it? Is it his service weapon? It don't look like him service weapon. Did he take it from a cache and give it to his brother to go commit the crime and he was going to put it back in there? You know, now that I think about it, there's quite a few reasons why he could be arrested. So we're going to have to wait for the update to this story to see what they're going to arrest the brother who is a soldier for. But just know, say, I mean, the gun them Chris, you know. It looked like a 30-round clip was on a M4, and then that looked like 3 more Glock 9mm. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, may I get?
Yeah, family, what go on?
You know to say certain things happening in Jamaica, it tends to become a trend, right? Now, may I think, could this be something that's going to be a trend now where you find man go engage law enforcement in a shootout?
Running a corner, go live on TikTok.
And turn on the Instagram live or whatever TikTok live and say, no, make them kill me. Do you think it's a case where that go happen?
All right.
Because me see that go happen again, you know.
Hear what me I said though. Them here, them get lucky this time. Them get lucky this time, bro. Me and you both know. Dog, they are gonna name them supper. Them get lucky this time.
In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
Dog should still name them supper.
Dog should have still name them supper.
But remember, you know, they would have shoot out to the police and police actually get shot, you know.
True.
So
true.
If that you know can't do all of that.
And then them run their
beg you out now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like right through.
Them should have tug it out right through, not true?
Right through.
Yeah.
I said that they think I'm Mr. Adams, you know.
That me that go just say no.
But no say them a light up them and not show their face.
Yeah. That me that go just said, why one time gone, this would have been a closed case, you know. Can no TikTok or nothing.
Live or no live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make anyone then get it.
Me did say yesterday, say, all right, sir.
Blessed.
Manners. Me did say yesterday, say, they're young. And, you know, I hate seeing my young brothers just dash with them life. And you know, when you make a mistake when you're young, you know what, it costs you your life. I have kids. So I hope to God that none of my children make a mistake that they cannot live out the consequences and learn from. Because when you're 20, different from when you're 40, you know, man. And when you look back from 40 back to 20, you say, I was so dumb. Why did when did I go through, or when did I think why me even did do that? But thank God me live. You can look back and reflect. But some people don't get that chance. They make a one mistake and that's it. That one mistake ended your life. You know, so I was saying that yesterday. But, you know, the caller, I make a sense just now. Because the caller said even police officers get shot in the process. So this wasn't no jokey thing. Because the police could have dead in the line of duty. Him left him family this morning and say, yo, me have to go to work, you know, and me sooner later and thing. And him could have not made it home. And you over there begging it out after you literally tried to kill the police officers. So, honestly, if I did one time gone, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. It would have been 4 or 5 men found shot, dead, or suffering from gunshot wounds, each passed away in the back of this grocery store, wholesale, Dragon Home wholesale and supermarket in Spalding, Jamaica, in Clarendon, after a shootout with police. End of story. End of story. For the fact that they were able to gather up back there, go on TikTok live with the police outside surrounding them, it tells you things have changed. That's a lot of restraint. It's a lot of restraint. Because once police shot in or one soldier shot in, it's a wrapping up. Police and soldiers are trained to actually defend their own first, foremost, right? So if we see one of our own go down, oh, it's on and cracking. It's really, really on. And there's no backing down, there's no surrendering, no retreating, nothing. We going all in. So I'm surprised they even got away alive. Them boys need to thank their lucky stars, okay? I'll keep close to this story because I want to know. Somebody made sense by saying, one of them, the one was saying about him a relative with a police and him brother a soldier, them need to do some digging and investigating into that one there, because you see the gun them, you see how the gun them look crisp. Obviously, they're implying that him having law enforcement connections in his family that's close to him might be a link to him also having access to these types of guns. I wish them all the best. You know, me have a old saying when me say God go with them, because me can't go. And me no want go neither. Yeah. The message of the day again in that one is, be careful who you keep around you as friends. Like Miss Ruby used to say, your friend them will carry you go some places where you can't carry yourself come back from. This is perfectly one of those. Perfectly one of those. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Nearly 200 people in Haiti were killed in a brutal weekend violence reportedly orchestrated against a voodoo practitioner, with the government on Monday condemning the massacre as unbearable cruelty. The killing in the capital of Port-au-Prince were overseen by a powerful gang leader, that his son's illness was caused by followers of this voodoo religion, according to Civil Organization and Committee for Peace and Development, or CPD organization in Haiti. They said that he decided to cruelly punish all the elderly people and the voodoo practitioners who, in his imagination, would be capable of sending a bad spell on his son. His son is ill, gravely ill, and him thinks a voodoo them put on him picnic, so him just go up there and wipe out everybody. He had a team with him, and his team was responsible for rounding up the people and bringing them to his location where he would execute them. They called the bloody episode an act of barbarity for unbearable cruelty, says the Prime Minister Alex Diddler. Phils, I may. This monstrous crime constitutes a direct attack on humanity. Well, you know, police are going to say them, not police, but politicians are going to word it in a for them language. The bandits set fire to all the bodies. The families cannot organize burials for their missing individuals of their family because the bodies are burnt beyond recognition and they are unable to recover the bodies. The gang soldiers were responsible for identifying the victims in their homes and then taking them to the chief stronghold where each one was executed. He reported that the henchmen had hunted down the old people and the voodoo followers who were living in a place called Wharf Germaine section of Cité Soleil between Friday evening and Saturday. And between Friday evening and Saturday, they killed almost 200 people. Because one man said him son sick and a obia him. So I'm going to dig up all of the people them who deal with obia or voodoo and wipe out everybody. Why? Haiti can't catch a break here, man. They said that more than 700,000 people are internally displaced in Haiti. Half of that are children. And the latest killing brings the death toll this year in Haiti to 5,000 people under the UN. Well, what can we say? I see a lot of comments from Jamaicans. Kill them off, yes. Nobody don't want no voodoo around here. I bear evil them deal with. You know, I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to leave it right there. I ain't going to say too much. The man, for some reason, cannot believe that his son is sick. Him feel like say I obey them game. And him feel like say they can't heal him, so I must them make him sick. And his answer is to wipe out almost 200 people. Most of the people that he wiped out were elderly people who are traditional in their ways. So they'll probably practice some Catholicism as well as their voodoo. But they are known to be voodoo practitioners in that area. Something smelled very funny about this to me. Remember the other day when I said to y'all that one of my brethren who grew up with us, he grew up right next door to me. Everybody is grown now and we're gone about with business. Before my grandmother and my grandfather passed away, he said, yo, bro, I feel people them at the last. My grandparents, they outlived everybody. They were the last to go. He said, you need to see how do your video stuff and stuff. You need to go talk to your grandparents, Miss Ruby and Miss Clevey. Sit down with them and have conversation and ask them some real questions so you can preserve some things to pass on. And I didn't really take what he said too serious, you know. Charlotte's Law, you hit the nail on the head right there. Right there. Something smells very fishy about this to me. And I don't think it's what they're making it out to be. I'm not going to put nothing out there. Because I don't want them to talk about conspiracy theorists and all these things. But just watch Charlotte's Law's comment right there. Yeah. Yeah. This could be something more sinister. One said that he was supposed to be a pilot or at college. Yeah, one of them guys yesterday in Jamaica. Yeah, he said he just got into a college. And he might try, you know, a better we want, you know. We are trying to get a better life, you know. But things just set away right now. In other words, he got into the college, but they don't have enough money. That happens a lot in Jamaica too, you know. Some parents drain them life savings just to send them picnic go at university after West Indies, so them can get a degree and do this, so them can brag and say, my son a lawyer, you know, or my son having bachelors from UE, you know, or my son a this and that. So it's a typical thing that happens, you know. You're trying to better yourself, but you don't really have the finances to go through and keep on going through. So a lot of people drop out of school too because the money is hard to come by to meet those fees and all that. But you don't go do what you did yesterday though. Charlotte's Law hit that nail right on the head. I don't have to say no more. I'm going to leave that right there. Hear what? We're living in twisted times, man. We're living in twisted times. Don't be surprised. I'm going to leave this one right here. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts. Whatever we discussed today, whichever one is your favorite topic, you keep that going in the comment section below, and I'll more than likely meet you there. Walk good. Be good. Like my granny used to say, if you can't be good, be careful. And like my grandfather used to say, we'll see you tomorrow, if God spare my life. I'm out. Peace.